As we had last left it off, the party continued making their way through the water stilts after destroying the Alpha Stilter and undoing the magic suppression effect that was happening in the area. The horde of harpies that infested this area cleared out once they felt that change, and one was left behind. And you have made a temporary alliance with her and named her Breezy. While she is healing, as her pretty much the majority of her wings have been burned away from a nameless Dragonborn's acid strike. She has agreed to basically be your guide through Greyhelm, is as best as she knows, until and in return you will continue to heal her, and then basically when she's able, she'll just go. Basically, making your way through the water stilts, you came to a checkpoint-like area, like a large atrium. Examining this area, you found kind of like a side-off room that's filled with blank parchment and ink, and Forgus and Joprix were having a wonderful time collecting all of this. However, in the central room, where I believe all the other characters were, a large animal burst from the ground with huge gaping like mouth with razor sharp teeth, armored plates like scales slash a skin, like four-legged creature with a long, like meaty tail and large claws. As it bounds up from the ground, it immediately comes charging towards you guys, and Joe Bricks and Vorquist, you can hear the commotion downstairs, as you do not know what's happening, as everybody else is preparing themselves for a fight. So, can I just get everybody's initiative, please?
I didn't click my token again.
See, you remember when everybody did it the first time correctly?
I know, and
Yeah.
then I've been asleep.
It's always Ellie.
I know.
Just like the last 5 times has been Ellie.
That one was for me. This one will be for Xeric.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's everybody. All right. So, as this creature is coming around, Xeric has the initiative.
Awesome. Xeric he's right there, right? How close is Xeric to this creature?
I'd say about 10 feet away.
10 feet away. Okay. I think that he will cast. Is that a cantrip? Okay. He's going to cast mirror image on himself.
Okay.
Whoop. And I don't.
So 3 Xerics appear behind him.
And I don't think that he can do anything as a bonus action or extra attack, right? Because that
is his action.
Right. Okay. Cantrip. Okay. Extra attack. All right. I think that's all he's going to.
Alrighty then. So
right
as
now.
he prepares himself and creates duplicates, he just stands his ground. Agnes, you're up next.
Did it come out of a hole, this thing?
Yes.
Is there a way that I could fairy fire and get the hole and this creature without getting anyone else?
Yeah, if you target it down, like mostly down the hole.
Yeah, I'm going to try and do that.
Okay, so that'd be a dexterity saving throw from this creature.
Yep.
12.
That is a fail.
Alright, so it immediately starts illuminating with a grey-like outline that you can all see.
And How far away? Am I also 10 feet away from it?
Yes.
I will take 5 foot back.
Okay, so you've got probably about 15 feet between yourself and the edge of the room. This is quite a large atrium, so
Okay.
you can. So you'll basically be 15 feet away from me. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. So Joe Pricks, you can hear this commotion, this casting of spells happening outside. It will take you your full movement to get outside of this room to the balcony to overlook this.
That is what I will do then.
Okay. So you rush out there, you burst out the door, overlooking the balcony, and you see this large armored creature just bounding towards your teammates on the ground.
Oh God, oh gods. Okay. Let me think. He starts to think about what his next move is going to be.
You still have an action. It was just your whole movement to
Oh,
get there.
just the movement.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought
yeah.
it was my action to get there.
No.
Oh, okay. So if I can see it, I'd like to be able to say to everyone as my free action, don't look at the light, and then point over my wand just above like the creature to where I think it will see it directly and hopefully not get any friendly fire from it. And just give a swish and a flick with my wand and cast hypnotic pattern right above it within eye line of it.
Okay. Have a look at that.
I think it's a wisdom save.
All right. So if you target it just above him, then yeah, I mean the roof, the ceiling of this place is high enough that you'd be able to basically just target like at the very cusp up there, just to target that specifically. Okay. So that's a wisdom saving throw. 13. So that is a fail.
Charmed for the duration, which is 1 minute. I have to maintain concentration.
Concentration. Okay, so this creature bounds to a halt, looking at the colours above it. You can see its eyes gloss over with like a rainbow-like mist, but it is docile temporarily. Right, so that will bring us to Vorkris. You would have to use your full movement to get out there and get beside Joe Pricks.
So I dash out, ready to act, and see that it's not doing anything, and like, okay, are we running? And I will hold a firebolt for in case either that one stops being charmed or in case another one comes out the hole.
Okay. All right, Cora, your turn.
I think Cora's also a little confused at this point. Is this something that she thinks comes from this plane of existence?
Make a straight up intelligence check, please.
She doesn't know.
Oh.
Okay. Well. Crap. I think. Well, if it doesn't, she's not going to do that. She's going to cast bless.
Okay.
So she will bless. She promised to protect Breezy. I have no idea how hardy she is, but she's gonna bless Breezy. She's gonna bless Vorkris and Joe Bricks.
Okay.
Danka.
Welcome.
So Breezy, Joe Pricks, and who else?
Vorkris.
Okay.
Filthy holy magic.
So a yellow soft light shines over your bodies as you feel yourself watched over by divine presence. Breezy is like, she's never felt that sensation before.
She looks at Breezy and Fork. It's warm. Just let it happen. Just let it happen. It's good. And then she will say, just Breezy, stay behind me. I'll protect you. That's where she's at.
Okay. Lizmo, it's your turn.
Let's all go get his sword and shield out, and he'll go stand in front of it, making sure he's in the path of anyone else, being ready to attack it if it stops being immobilized.
So it is the creature's turn. However, it is incapacitated and continues watching that light in the sky. Okay, so it will be Breezy's turn. Now, Breezy would not understand what is happening here. So, she is going to... Have you still got tongues up at the moment, Cora?
Yes.
Right. So she would have understood that, so... Yeah, so against your natural thing. So I say she will sort of like back away a little bit, get behind you. She will hold her action just in case if anything comes to attack her, she will claw it. Right, so the top of the round will be Zurich.
No, Xeric is not blessed. He's gonna look over at Joe Bricks and go, what do we do, boss? Do we attack it or do we run?
So here's the time when we think, Zurich. Is there anything else that we can do? We've only got. I can only concentrate on this for so long.
Right, so what I'll
And
do is I will suspend initiative for the time being. And you guys basically have a minute to decide what you want to do.
Right.
Okay.
So thoughts. My thought is, are we near a place where there's a ledge?
Yeah, so you're at a balcony, and there is no ledge or anything like that. You'd have to push it back, like the closest. If you're thinking of like a drop down, that you'd have to go back the way you came towards the water stilts. You'd probably be able to get there in about maybe 3 or 4 rounds.
Okay, I'm just wondering if
Moving
there's
at
a
max
way
speed.
that we could lure it over the edge of a cliff and just be done with it.
I mean,
If you
there's
want to
only
start
one of them, and it's like it's all glowy and brighty. We can barely miss it. We should just all hammer it with magic and
We could
swords
do
and
that
see what
too. So
happens.
it's definitely a sound technique. We could probably load up the strongest attack that we have, and once it takes damage, once it's hurt, then the charm will be broken. Just everybody get ready and line up ready your actions.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan to me. Because if there's more of these things, then we want to, tell them who's boss and not let them chase us. If we kill one of them, then they'll know we're a force to be reckoned with. And if there's not more than one of them, then we end the threat by killing it.
Good thinking, Borkris. Maybe we can intimidate them to a degree.
Cora, just out of curiosity, do you translate what people are saying for Breezy?
In that moment, yeah, I think I would probably be filling her in because I wouldn't want her to be attacking. Do you know anything about this creature? Have you seen this before?
Bullets, solo hunters. Dangerous, don't let it bite you.
She said it's dangerous and don't let it bite you, but it's a solo hunter, so it probably doesn't have friends nearby.
Let's take it out quick then.
Okay. Breezy, stay safe behind me. I promise to protect you. Then if that's what we're doing, Xeric will go ahead and take an action. He...
Make it good, Zurich.
Oh god, that's a lot of pressure, boss. He will War Magic says you can use your action to cast a cantrip. Okay, so he's going to do Booming Blade.
Okay.
Booming Blade. So he'll move in, use Booming Blade. I think is this attack.
All right. So you, it is an advantage because it's currently incapacitated. However, 16 will not hit.
Will not.
You strike on the side of it. It's sheer armored, like exoskeleton, just kind of bounces off the blade.
Okay. Then I think gotta figure out how that works. Does Booming Blade? Sorry, because I don't know it. Does it stay on the attack, or if he does his second attack now, is that just a regular?
That'll just be a
attack?
regular thing, I believe. Booming Blade
Okay.
lasts for 1 round.
But it has to hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit, right?
All right. So then he will use his Spear of Force next.
That one will definitely hit. Of course, it's still at advantage, so just see if you get the crit.
Okay. All right. Nope.
Pretty close.
Alright, so that'll be 14 points of damage. So as he just lunges into it, he shoves the spear, and you hear this loud, magnificent boom as the creature just goes sort of recoils away and breaks out of its stupor. However, all of you guys, basically, I'll just go in order, basically. Yeah. Alright, so it's no longer incapacitated. Agnes, you're up next.
How many rounds would you say we've had?
9.
9 rounds, so this is the last round that Fairy Fire's on. So I'm just going to do a cantrip at it. I'm just going to do Vicious Mockery.
Okie dokie.
And I'm going to say, get back down in that hole you came from.
It needs to do a charisma saving throw or a wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom save.
7.
Fail.
So as you say this to the creature, it's like it doesn't understand the words you're saying, but it understands the intent that you're giving to it. Fire magic means. So yes. So it has. Damn it. It has got disadvantage on its next attack roll, hasn't it?
It does, yes.
Okay. So that brings us to Joe Bricks.
Am I allowed? Like, I had concentration up, and I guess I would have a turn, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll cast Relathim's Psychic Lance on
All right.
this thing. I'll put that in the chat. And it has to make, I think, an intelligence save.
I've dumb as bricks this creature. 1.
Woo! So 7d6, and I would do Joe Bricks to just
Nice.
say bullet, and then point his wand at it, and then I'll roll the.
It's a 4th level, isn't it? That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah. It's a kind of a neat spell.
Focus is watching you cast that and thinking back to all the paper we just found and looking forward to our next long rest.
Right?
Copy that into my book, buddy.
All right. So the psychic lance appears. It pierces through the creature's, through its like lower chin. You can see energy course upwards through its like cheekbones into its like mind, and it's just overwhelmed with this psionic suppression at the moment. So it's incapacitated until the start of your next turn. You seriously like taking away my creature's turns from me, don't you?
That's the point. That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, Chris, it's your turn.
Focus is going to dive forward and try to like just punch it while casting Vampiric Touch.
Okay.
Do-do-do-do.
You have advantage on this because it's incapacitated. Natural 20.
Oh! I will take the crit. It was only level 3.
Nice.
That is some good rolls from
That's
3d6.
very good roll.
Yeah, that
So that
is
is
good.
28 points of necrotic damage. So as you go up to where the psychic lance pierced it through, and you shove your hands in there into a crack in its armor, and you find something soft and fleshy, and you just suck and suck the life out of it. And you can see this creature's it has like an orange kind of like beige underbelly. It immediately crackles to greyness and dust, and it recoils and almost shrinks in stature.
I would then like to jump back away from it because I don't want to be stood next to this thing.
Well, it's incapacitated, so it can't do any reaction.
Awesome. And I'll be really happy with the 14 health I just gained when I'm already at full health. Grr.
Cora, it's your turn.
Okay, now that y'all need it, just don't forget that you have bless. She is going to.
At the end of this turn, they won't have bless anymore because it only lasts a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, then they
Right.
didn't need it anyway.
Yeah.
Except for maybe Breezy. So she's going to. I think she's going to cast spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Oof. Sorry about that. Spiritual weapon.
Right.
Yeah, you have advantage because it's incapacitated.
Right. Blah.
Still hit. So the spiritual weapon boom, swings down and cracks into the side of his armor, creating more cracks on its hardened carapace. And you can see like some thick, heavy blood flowing from its wounds. It's quite hurt.
Good. So now she's just going to call up to her gods and say, take him to the beyond and cast Toll the Dead. It's a wisdom save.
Yeah. Reactions. Alright, so that is wisdom saving throw. 7.
Sweet. So where is it?
You're rolling spectacularly well tonight, Jack.
I know, it's amazing.
I mean, I hovered over
And
that
I
guy.
haven't even I haven't even been able to take a turn yet because one person's build is designed literally to make sure I'm not allowed to play.
His whole design.
It's not the whole design.
It's also designed that if I get a good roll, you're like, no, you don't. All right, so to toll the dead, boom! You hear the gong in the distance, and the creature just goes. You can see its muscles wasting away, its jaw goes lapse, and you can see like just blood pouring out of it now. It's very hurt. All right, that brings us to Lisma.
I'll just take the opportunity to slash it with my sword, aiming for the crack.
Alrighty then, make an attack roll at advantage. 20 definitely hits.
Cool. 10 damage, and then
10 damage. Alright, so as you rush towards this creature, aiming for a crack in its carapace, how do you want to finish it, Lisma?
I guess I would jam my sword in and sort of try and thrust it up a bit further into it.
Yep.
And then just cause as much damage as I can, I guess.
Alright, so you basically slide underneath this creature's going. Rah! You shove your sword up, goes through the through the bridge of its mouth up to the roof of it, and you pierce it straight through its head, and you can see the tip of your sword comes out at the top of its head, and it just goes. Just thrashes momentarily before falling onto its side.
Good work, gang.
Guys, I did it.
That was some good sword work.
You did
He
great.
He certainly got the point.
Were there sparkles in there too? Was that magic?
If there was, I wasn't intending it.
Walker's just gonna like have a look at the teeth and think, I am fucking glad that didn't have a chance to bite us. Those teeth look freaking vicious.
Right? That looks dangerous.
And then I will take my dagger out and attempt to remove the teeth.
Right?
Go ahead and
Do you need some help? She'll come over and assist.
Your help is most appreciated.
how much teeth?
Okay.
How many teeth do you want?
How many teeth has it got?
It has. I think it has 40 teeth in total.
Oh God.
That was a lot.
A lot of teeth.
Yeah. Like a crocodile.
I would check like the carapace and stuff, like see how tough it is, and see if I could try and harvest any of that for some armor.
Good thinking.
Yeah, I'll probably go
then.
for. Oh, it doesn't really matter how many I want because I'm not getting any.
Oh.
Vorkris, you get your knife in there and you shove your dagger into the mouth and you like try to pluck out a tooth. It's like really, really tough. And it's like and eventually you're like, alright, it's not going inside, alright, I'll try hacking away from the outside. By the end of it, I would say you haven't broken any teeth, you've just blunted your dagger.
Well, it's a good job I don't really use it for anything but harvesting things.
That's
Good thing it didn't.
not how you do that.
It's a good thing it didn't
But
bite
I'm
you.
definitely glad he didn't bite us when apparently his teeth are sharper than my dagger. And I'll put my dagger away upset.
Alright, so Lisman, can I get a survival roll from you? Trying to skin off its hardened outer exoskeleton.
Can Cora whisper to him, I hope you do better than Vorkris did? I don't think he needs it, but she was gonna try and give him guidance on that.
Right. So Lismet, I would say you're able to peel off enough the armor for it to be in good condition. I'd say you have enough to either coat a suit like a suit of armor, like a medium or even like heavy armor, or enough to make 2 shields out of it.
Awesome.
So just go ahead and put in your inventory bullet exoskeleton, large amount.
Nice.
Thank you.
Elizabeth gives up with weapons and just has 2 shields now. 2 bullet shields. Ah!
After that, I would say the creature is ruined and can no longer be harvested. Crazy does say to you, Courageous,
Do you often tear apart your enemies after winning? Where's the feast? Why not eat it?
Oh, I don't eat meat.
Doesn't look very
remember?
tasty.
But no, sometimes in death there can be purpose after life. So, for example, this animal's hide could be used perhaps as some armor or a shield to help protect us. Once it's dead, it's not really doing anything for anybody. So, taking parts that would help other people, on their way is sometimes something that we do.
He
If you're hungry,
reminds me.
I can get you some.
No, not for that. Be too tough. That one reminds me of the Yonkai.
What?
The Yonkai. Big white creatures make kills, keep bits of kill. Do not understand, never have I nor wanted to.
She's saying that one. She's pointing to one of us, or she's pointing to that.
Yeah, she's pointing towards Lisma,
Oh.
as because Lisma has like shaved off the exoskeleton of
Gotcha.
the bullet, ruining it, and she's confused by that aspect. Like harpies would just genuinely eat what they kill.
Yeah.
From her mind, it looks like he's keeping trophies of it.
Yeah. I don't know about that, but well, when we travel along together, we'll probably be able to understand each other better after the end of all of this. It's something I'm very excited about. I hope that you can learn a couple things too along the way, and maybe not be as scared of us as you were in the very beginning. But don't worry about him.
You behave very differently. I don't like it.
Behave differently than what?
Me, the matriarch, my sisters. You show concern over the creatures that are not you. I don't
Is that bad?
understand this. Yes, it is weakness.
Oh. Hmm. Well, potato. I don't think it's weak to care about other people. I think it's actually pretty strong to be able to put yourself out there and look beyond yourself. But maybe by the time we're done, you'll have a change of heart.
Your home must be foreign indeed.
She just kind of saunters off a little bit.
I'm gonna break through that cold exterior. She looks at Vorkris. You too.
What the fuck?
Okay.
We couldn't hear what
So-
they were going on about, right?
Oh, so all I've got
You
is
had-
and you too. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you heard Cora's side of this conversation.
She thinks Lismer's a weirdo because he was taking, body parts instead of just, killing it to eat it and stuff. And
Hey,
Yeah, she
Falkers would have taken body parts too if he wasn't.
listen, I know
Hellwire.
she already is.
But
I
she
don't
doesn't
think
know
she
that.
likes Vorkris very much either. But she also thinks that
Nobody
it's weak
does.
to help other creatures. So, hey, I like you.
Yeah, we
Only
have
'cause
to
you don't
remember
know
that
me.
this creature is very, very different than us. We have to keep that in mind throughout this journey.
I know. But she's following through with her words so far, so we're going to follow through with ours.
Very true. Very fair.
Absolutely. I think
Okay,
we're
shall we?
moving east.
Yeah, we are indeed.
Okay. So, in this central circular atrium on the bottom floor, there's obviously two exits. There's the way you came, and there's the one that heads pretty much directly eastwards. And it is a long corridor. You can see that there are unnatural shines of light on the sides of the stone wall. Sigils, like glowing blue kind of lines, like sort of sparks, not sparks, but like glowing lines of energy that sort of shoots down the stone-like corridor in like strange patterns that somewhat illuminate the way.
I would love to investigate the sigils if I may.
Make an Arcana check, please.
I would cast light to try and help you see them better.
Thank you. Thank you, Porcus. Let's see. What can be gleaned from
Oh,
these?
wow.
See, my light helped.
Did help.
Okay,
Thank you. That's
everybody, you guys are just rolling like beasts today. Okay,
lucky
all right.
roll day.
So you have to spend a few minutes on this, Joe Briggs. You just sort of trace your hands over the sigils, over the lines of the energy, and they feel warm to the touch.
There's a warmth, guys. There's a warmth to these. Not sure what they
Yes.
mean.
Is
Yes,
it
you
casting
can
fireball?
tell. As you can tell, they channel natural energy, probably something like geothermal energy, from below, and then convert it via a magical formula to perpetuate constant source of energy.
This
know,
is
yeah.
fascinating, guys. This
They've
is
invented cold fusion.
this is a means of transforming I believe the natural energy that's within the earth down here, and able to convert the energy into something usable like the light that we see here. Oh, I would love to be able to study this and capture some of this.
That does sound
Take it
fascinating.
with us.
Never heard of anything like this before.
It converts the energy into light.
It's using the natural heat from like you've heard of volcanoes and in the deep areas in the earth that have lava and magma and this hot material that's within the earth that uses that I believe, and it converts it into other kinds of energy. I wonder if there's a way that we can pry I don't know a bit of this out. Jacket, is it like brick form or anything like that? Or is it
No,
just sheer?
it's carved stone. So
Okay.
basically,
So
you've
it's
not
really
seen this. You've not really seen this kind of architecture before. The only people you can think of who could possibly even make something similar to it would be the dwarves from the old world.
nice. Okay. And I would know that. That's something I could.
Yes, yes. You would also know that process of transforming natural earth energy into means of magical purposes is something that the VTC does back home, but to a much more devastating effect. It's half the reason why the land is dead, because they just take all the natural resources and just convert it into whatever they need to. Now, the cities of the old world are a marvel, to be sure, but beyond that, it's a wasteland, and they don't care.
Right.
This seems to be a
So
much more cleaner form of
right.
it.
So this is everybody. This is similar to what the VTC was doing, but to a much nicer degree, right? To a much more positive end. This is probably what we could use that kind of magic for in the old world, if it had gone differently there. But it's probably too late for them. But look at the way it could have been utilized.
How many symbols, glyphs are we talking about?
Well, they're not really glyphs. They're just like constant lines of like. Can you imagine like those neon lights, like long lights, sort of thing?
Yeah.
But they just kind of stretch like constantly onwards down the
Okay.
entirety of the stone corridor.
It's
Is
sort of
it a
like a
repeating
circuit
pattern?
board of rock.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay. So there's a good chance it's going to lead to something cool
Yeah.
that it's doing impressive at the other end of these circuit boards, if you like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cora,
I mean,
Cora,
essentially,
what does
sorry.
Breezy say about this?
Oh, Breezy.
Ah,
Do you know anything about these pretty glowing marks?
they're the territory markers. It's how we knew where our domain ended and where it began. If you've gone too far into the lights, you're no longer in our territory anymore.
Who you guys didn't put them there then? It's just something that
They've
you
always been. Before I was an egg,
and you don't know what they do?
they lights. They can guide. Beyond that, they've never served any other function that I'm aware of. They light and guide.
Okay. I translate everything to
Mm.
they are guiding lights.
I see.
Then let's let them guide.
I don't know what they're guiding us to. Hopefully the exit. That'd be really convenient if there were like just lights that pointed you to the direction of an exit. I'm gonna think about that and see what I can do.
But what if it points us to the use of this magic that I can copy and it sounds amazing?
Oh yeah, that's fine too. I was just saying, like when we get back to wherever it is that we're gonna stay, like our hideout in Stars Unity, it'd be really nice if we had lights that led you to the exit. So if it was dark, you would know where you were going. That's all. That's all.
But what if someone breaks in and we're trying to trap them and then we've guided their way to the exit?
Well, maybe it was just a mistake and they didn't want to break in to do anything wrong. Maybe they just needed a place to stay.
If it was a mistake, it will be the last mistake they make.
It's fine. I booby trapped that house. Like no tomorrow when I was away. It's fine.
Worse than Buenos.
Better than Buenos.
I don't think Cora knows how she feels about that.
Just don't sit on any chairs, you'll be fine.
Or like, I don't know, there was a punching bag. I don't know. There were a couple of things that bit her.
All right. So, you guys proceed onwards down the path.
Yeah.
All right. So, on you guys march. After about 10 minutes or so, this corridor.
To interrupt.
Yeah?
This is the way that Breezy was still saying is out, right?
Is east, yeah. So
Okay,
it's a way. She said that she has said before that the closest exit that she was aware of was the way you came from.
Okay.
But this is a way to get
Right.
outside that she knows of. So
Perfect.
okay, so you travel on for about 10 minutes or so, until there's a slight abbreviation in the lights and the walls. And as you get closer to it, seems to Droprix and Volkris, you guys are intelligent enough to recognize road markers when you see them. The lines coalesce into a strange set of symbols that you probably could easily assume is a language of some kind, and you see arrows pointing left and right.
Seems we've come to a crossroads, Marcus.
If we want to know what these directions are, I can spend a couple of minutes. I can comprehend the languages, and then I can touch them and see if I can work out what they say.
I think it would be time well spent.
Okay.
Okay.
I apologise for never having this prepared. And I sit down and start ritual casting comprehend languages.
All right. So you sit down, spend a few minutes to ritual cast comprehend languages. I got group perception check as this is happening, please.
If I spend the time doing this and the arrows say left and right, I'm going to be really annoyed.
Second one was for Xeric.
Lisma? Good. Excellent. Okay. So as Volkris is concentrating on this, Agnes, I mean, pretty lights, that's kind of what your attention at the moment. But everybody else, you distinctively feel and hear a low rumble in the corridor. It lasts for about 10 seconds or so. It certainly feels like a small little earthquake, if anything.
Is that behind us?
It's kind of just a general. You feel the vibrations through your feet, basically.
Is that what they felt before the last bullet jumped out?
No, that was a sudden kind of explosion, sort of thing. They did hear sounds of burrowing. This is more akin to like a small 10-second earthquake.
Okay.
Breezy, what was that?
What? What was what?
The shaking.
I didn't feel anything.
Did she have a crap perception check?
Yeah.
Do sometimes, like, does the ground shake for maybe 10 seconds at a time?
Oh, no. Maybe the earthworms.
The earthworms,
Yes.
are they
The large
bad?
creatures, they tend to migrate across large regions or so. Occasionally they'll come close to the territories, but we've never really had a problem with them. We have
Do
known that they cause damage if provoked.
Do they attack people like you and me?
No, they don't attack us. They can't get up to us. We fly, but they are very, very large, and I have seen them attack other creatures.
Oh,
I haven't seen them, but I have seen the remains of creatures they have attacked. There's not much left.
she said there are big worms here. They don't really attack the harpies because they can fly, but she's seen remains of stuff that it does attack, and there's not much left. So
That's alarming. Definitely good to know, though. We're gonna
I'm
have to
trying
leave.
to
We're
not
gonna
pay
have to
attention
leave.
to
Yep,
the fear
I'm,
of sitting on the floor.
I'm gonna try and pay attention to what's going on around us.
Yeah.
And probably worriedly look at the ground. I think around constantly.
All right. 2 more minutes pass, and no more vibrations can you feel. Vorkris, you complete comprehend languages, and the words before you reorganize into a way you understand. And the way you came, the arrow that points that way, says luxurious stilts.
They really were luxurious. I'll have to translate this to everyone else. So whoever originally built them, they were the luxurious stilts, and that way was
That would be to the right, because you're looking at like the south
okay, yeah.
wall.
Oh, yeah.
And then to the left, it says the chambers of the ascendancy.
I think the elevators are this way.
Do we want the elevators, or did we
It,
want to go to the?
it says chambers of the ascendancy, but in my head that means elevators. What else could it possibly mean? In fact, would I even know what an elevator is?
No.
Anything comparable?
Well, I mean,
There'd be platforms and ropes and pulley systems that would
yes,
happen.
there are
Yeah.
platforms and pulley systems that you are aware of. Not to the mechanical shit, but
Okay. Well, onwards to the chambers of the ascendancy, I guess.
Right.
Sounds promising. I agree.
Okay, so onward you guys travel. And you go on for about 3 hours. It is quite a long, straight, narrow road, and it's wide enough to essentially fit large land vehicles through, like caravans and the like. You get the feeling that this would often be travelled maybe with beasts of, like riding beasts or something like that for the sheer, size of it. But one can only speculate at this point. At some point, however, you come to a crossing. You can continue going straight on ahead, or you can go right.
Breezy?
I've never been this way. I don't know.
Wait, I thought you said that you knew the way to. Oh God, it was
It's
the
yes.
place that split
The
up.
the lost ascendancy. It's eastwards. I've never been there. I just know of the way.
Okay.
Can we see anything down the right-hand side that might lead us to might let us know what's down there?
No, this one goes on for as far as your eye can see. Both directions do, to be honest. So
So
they both have the light lines going down the corridors. So
As much as I do hate getting distracted, there's been some interesting things down in this land. I kind of want to see what's down here.
Right.
Anyone with me?
Well, which way are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting we'd go right. So it's like straight on would be to get to the chambers of the ascendancy. Which
so
is where
if you
we're
were to go,
aiming for.
Oh, I
if you were to
see.
go straight, you continue going east. If you turn right, you'd head south.
But yes, I'd definitely be interested in knowing what was down there. Maybe there's
Let's
some
check it off our
ancient
list.
magical secret.
I suppose we could probably afford a little bit of an excursion. What do you think, everyone?
Have there been any more of those tremors that have happened?
No, you have been aware. So if it does require another check, I'll ask for it. But because you guys have been aware of it, and you guys rolled a relatively high perception on your group, you have not felt another one.
Okay. Looking forward versus right, is there anything I can kind of analyze that would give me like creepy, there might be danger one way versus the other way?
Make an investigation check, please.
Meow. God.
They look equally identical. You have
These
no
lights
idea.
are really pretty. They'd look really great in purple.
Do the lights go both directions?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Is there more lights in one direction?
No, it's kind of like, so it's basically like there's like kind of like 5 lines on the left and the right, and 5 lines on the roof, and then like 4 lines on the ground. That same pattern happens in both directions.
Well, like I said, I'm okay with, I think, one excursion. But Vorkris, I mean, if this gets hairy, I suggest we stick to the plan.
All right. So do you guys turn right? Head south.
Yeah.
Okay. So you
Yeah,
turn the
yeah.
pathways and continue on southwards. And you guys continue to walk. And within the next half an hour, once again, you do feel those tremors again. But nothing, beyond that. As you continue moving down this corridor, so half an hour after you split off, it curves a little. So sort of like a southeastward direction. And it looks like it only goes on for about 120 feet or so before it kind of opens up into a chamber of some sort. You continue going down to get to the threshold to this new chamber, and you can see a large cavern with a very thin sheet of water going down the edges of the side. Now the lights continue onto these like cavern areas and goes behind these like small little waterfalls to give like a blurry effect. They shoot down to this corridor. This cavern going into another large threshold that creates another corridor. The center of this canyon, there is no floor to traverse that you can see. It looks like it just goes down into something of a bottomless pit. There's like no light down there that you can see. Having a look around, you can see 2 ways across this pit, as it were. You can hug the sides of the wall because there appears to be a thin, like foot platform that you can sort of like shimmy across. it would be wet and slippery, and there's always the possibility that the water, might gush out, or you might get caught in the thin sheet of waterfall and fall down. Looking up, however, you can see on the left and the right of the chamber thin lines, wires from one like straight to the back side of the wall, and they kind of go down towards the other side. Something akin to maybe a zip wire.
A zip wire sounds fun.
Does look fun. Also risky.
I think does did Xeric have an immovable rod? Am I making that up?
I don't think he did. I never gave it to him.
Then I'm making it up. He just has that spear of force. I think he would probably try and how high up off of the ground are the wires?
Now, from your end, about 15 feet.
So he's gonna say, Cora, do you mind if I can stand on your shoulders for a second and test the tensile strength of these wires? And she's gonna say, of course not.
No.
Here, come on over. So she'll bend down and let him stand up, and she'll stand up.
So you
and then he'll
lift
reach and try
Xeric
and
up.
tug.
Seems to be quite secure. Like the wire itself is like big, thick, and meaty. Kind of like you'd hold it like you wouldn't be able to put your hands over completely. You hold it like that, basically.
Okay. So maybe this is Xeric. This is my Xeric voice. So maybe if we had something like cloth that we could, put around so we didn't destroy our hands, we could kind of slide
Chain would be better.
down. Chain. I
Cloth
don't
would
have
like
any
wear away and
chain.
burn, but chain would be good. Or anything metal. I mean, my staff would probably work. I could probably use my quarterstaff and just hold on to each side and kind of slide down it.
Let's see. I guess I don't know what his spear is made out of, but that would probably work too.
I'll try it on my quarterstaff, and if it works, we can work something out. So I'm going to Misty Step 15 feet in the air, and then hook my quarterstaff on and just slide down.
Right, make a dexterity check, please. Okay, so as you start sliding down, the balance of it is completely off, and you fall. You didn't go far enough over the edge to fall down the bottomless pit, but you do end up falling down onto like the cusp of where you guys are currently at. So you basically just like whoa, boom, boom, boom. You roll a little bit, and like your hand just like leans over the side of the canyon, like the pit edge, and you're looking down, you're like, ooh, shit.
Oh, I feel that in my tummy. I don't like it.
I think the theory's sound, but it's a lot harder than it looks.
For Chris, can you? She's gonna pull out a copper piece, or like 3 copper pieces. Can you do that thing where you put light on things?
Bing.
She's going to take them and kind of throw them in different directions down this hole to see if it will illuminate anything.
Make a perception check.
Wrong
I mean,
person.
was it not worth looking for a stone? I know it's only a copper piece, and I know we're not poor.
Money
But that's
doesn't
still
mean
money.
money doesn't mean shit to Cora.
Well, it
She
fucking
was
does
low
for me.
enough
You see how
to-
expensive Wizard's Ink is?
You just got a bunch of wizards ink and
Okay.
paper and stuff. Just calm down.
So one of the coins goes forward about 5 feet or so and just falls down, and it drops for about 50 feet before you hear clanging of metal. Cling, cling, cling. And you see the lights sort of tumble down this metal-like shell, this tin of some kind, but it's large, almost like an open metal wagon. And it lays there and sort of illuminates what appears to be some kind of metal cart that has fallen into the cliffside and has it's like lodged in there and it's like broken or something like that. The other two, you see them fall down and down and down and down, and they just don't stop falling.
Oh, so it's like that.
Progress, do you see
Try-
that?
Yeah,
Huh?
trying to look at the cart that's like in the wall. Does it look like the cart could interact with the wires in any way?
It looks
Like it was
like
a
there was
unit?
some. It does look like there was some system with the cart in which it was connected to the wire, but broke and fell.
Okay.
Doesn't bode well for us trying to use the wire. This cart fell.
No, perhaps we should just go for the hugging the wall technique. It does leave us vulnerable while we're hugging the wall. Maybe one person crosses while the rest of the party covers them, and so on.
Cora's going to ask / Kristen's going to go back and look. Any of the stuff that we just got as loot from where we were, we got water walk, water breathing, create food and water, sleet storm. We didn't get anything that would be helpful to
I
Wire
already,
balancing.
yeah, right. I
I mean-
already have Featherfall ready to go.
As do I.
I see. I think I initially created this room when you still had Kerry and she had spider climb.
Oh well.
How
But
far along?
there are multiple solutions to this.
How far? How wide is this? Sorry.
The pit itself is
Yeah,
about
for-
is about 60 feet across.
I'm looking. What have I got?
Let's see. Would Cora's shield be able to act like, instead of he used his staff?
Stuff, yeah.
I know she's got a mace. Please go, baby. She's got a mace, but would a shield, I'm thinking like different shape, would that be able to work?
Yeah, you'd be able to use it to slide down. It would still be subject to a dexterity check.
Right.
Subject to the dice gods not hating you as they do me.
You know, Agnes, you were really impressive when we were back in that other place, balancing on those ropes. Do you think if I kind of talked you through it and gave you a lot of encouragement from down below, that you'd be able to walk down, or
Down
didn't
the
you used to
side?
do some of this?
No, the zip line. She's thinking you're the most dexterous person that we've got.
I've potentially got a way across there, so I can give it a go. So in preparation, I will get out my fine clothes that I've got in my bag, and I'm going to rip them into strips, and I'm going to wrap my hands up like we used to do when we did the acrobatics back at home.
Yeah.
And tie my hands together so that when I can tie it together, so it's a 2 hand binds with a strap across it.
Okay.
I'm gonna need some help up there if someone can help me.
I've got you.
Forker's
And
going to
then
point out that if you tie your hands together now, you can't get them round the cable.
Shh. I'll have them looped round, so there's a separate loop. So whenever I'm ready, I can just stick it around my other wrist. How about that?
Much better.
Perfect.
Cora didn't even think about that. So she will help boost you up, and she does that. She's going to squeeze your ankles, and she goes, I believe in you, and give you guidance.
Okay, then I'm going to grab onto the wire, hook it over on my other hand, so I've got both my wrists holding onto it with a strap over it,
Okay.
and then I'm going to turn around and activate the hat and send the hat towards the wall, so I'm going down.
Okay. All right. So that's Captain Matthias's hat, isn't it?
That is Captain Matthias's hat.
All right. Go ahead and make a dexterity check. I'm not going to give you advantage, but I'll significantly lower the DC because you're giving yourself a propelling force.
Okay. 22?
All right. So as the wind blows out, you're like, wow! You get across there within just a few seconds. You are heading straight for that wall. What are you going to do?
I'm going to. How is the
You got
things-
You got one reaction. You're probably traveling about 30 feet. Like you're moving like full speed.
Yeah.
On a zip line towards this stone wall. What are you going to do as a reaction?
I'm going to cast Featherfall and hope it works horizontally.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't think it does. So you can't.
No, it doesn't. But it will might help in some way, shape, or form. It can't hurt.
All right. So you cast Featherfall. So you feel a soft blanket over your skin that doesn't seem to be slowing you down against this surface coming towards you.
Then I'm gonna try and flick the hoop off one of the hands so I can fall down.
Okay, so
Arguably some falling, right? Though?
So as you hook it off, you then begin to tumble, and that's when the spell would then take an effect. You like slow down a little bit, but you still carry the momentum, and eventually you roll onto the floor, boom, 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 and sort of like land with your back against the wall. You go, but you've got across to the other side safely. Just maybe a little bit of wind knocked out of you.
Cora starts clapping for you. I knew you could do it. That was really great.
Liz was just there with his mouth open, drooling a little bit.
Well, that's one of us across, at least.
I know. Now for the rest of us, huh?
Do you see anything on the other side?
I take a look around and see if there's anything that we could use to get anyone else across.
Make an investigation check, please.
Did you cast guidance on my foot, Cora?
You
did.
I did.
Can I add guidance to that 12?
The guide.
Up to a minute.
You didn't use it for your dexterity check, so you technically, you can still use it then. Yeah. All right, 16. Okay. Looking around, you find within the threshold there's a small little alcove, like a stone kind of dial of some sort. Like moving up to it, you can see various knobs on the like, covered in a thin layer of dust and a bit of a green mold, stuff like that. It's got some strange sigils, but you can see 4 knobs in like a square fashion that look turnable.
Does one say bridge?
You do not know, because they are not in a language you understand.
I'm going to come back over to the edge. I'm just going to shout out, "There's some knobs. I'm going to turn the top one. Any objections?" And run back before anyone can object to it.
Joe just
Top one's being turned.
Let's
so
all
you
back
start-
away from the edge and just
left or
not
top
be
right?
underneath the wires.
Top left or top right?
Top left.
All right.
Need some feedback.
As you do it, as you turn the top, was it the top right one? Did you say
Top left.
top left? Right. So as you turn the top left one, those lights that go along the wall, part of those lights create new lines and divert downwards into the stone pedestal, and now the whole thing kind of lights up in a neon blue like esque color. And you can see those stone dials, those dials now glow green. Looks like you've turned it on.
Okay. Turned one on. I'll turn the next one. Turn the top right.
Top right. So as you turn the top right, you can see those wires start moving. Like they basically the right side, the wire, you can see it's moving towards the party, and on the left side where they are, it's moving downwards.
Oh, now we don't have to slide. You could just hold it like a ride.
Can
It'll
we
be
see
so much
where
fun.
the cables turn round at all?
Looks like they
Where
go
they're going?
into the actual rock and then probably loop inside the
Right, okay.
the platform and come out the other way.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it's definitely progress, but you
Xeric
still.
will look at Joe Pricks and say, "Do you want me to give it a test out, boss? Do you think?"
I don't know if we should. So how does this thing go? Now it's more horizontal. Is that the way it works?
No, the wires are just like moving. It's like a cable car type thing, but without any cable car.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It still looks dangerous.
It was
Let's see if
perfectly fine. I didn't get hurt.
Yeah, well, we're not all as nimble as you.
Graceful as you. It's a beautiful landing.
Oh, thanks, Gorgrin. No, thanks. No, wait. What's your name?
Vorkris, Vorkris.
How like Vorkris is just gobsmacked.
Oh God.
After that whole sea voyage where we weren't together, and now you're gonna just forget my name.
Maybe she hit her head on that wall.
That would explain it. I like your thinking.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
I'm totally fine. As is blood pissing from my head, you know.
As it is
Okay.
now, there won't be that hardcore kind of a descent or like full force kind of slide though.
Now you don't have to slide, right? You can just hold on to it, and it'll just like
Yeah.
move you down.
Should be a little bit easier if we can. Maybe we can use
I
some
know
of
what
our.
she did looked like fun.
All right, I'll give it a shot, and then Cora will go. All right, let
Okay.
me lift you up, and she'll touch him and say good luck, and give him guidance also, and have him just grab onto the one that is moving downwards towards where Agnes is.
Okay. So I want the DC is quite low on this, but I just want Xeric just to make a strength check, just as he sort of holds on.
He's gonna use his guidance. Awesome.
11. Yeah, that is enough. It's like it's a bit bumpy, and looking down, he gets that massive sense of vertigo. But he's able to get to the other side and drop, and he's now on the same side as Agnes.
His mouth starts watering like it does when you really have to vomit, but you're trying not to vomit. So he wipes. He's like, "It's good." It's good.
Strength is not my strong suit, but I
Nor
will
mine.
try. And I'll. How strong are you feeling,
can-
Cora?
I can help you up.
Okay.
I'll touch you, and she goes, "We're gonna be best friends. Good luck."
And she gives you guidance.
That's terrifying. I hold on with all my little dragon strength I can muster.
Just go ahead and make a strength check for me, please.
And a D4 for that guidance.
So it's 11. So once again, it takes like 30 seconds, but you get to the other side and you're able to let go, and you're like, whew, and you're over the other side
Not
safely.
fun. My arms are very tired.
You looked awesome.
Xeric's gonna give you like a
Thank you.
smack on the arm. Away. Good job.
Right, my go. And this will just stand in front of Cora and be like, right, come on, let's go. Hoist me up,
Okay.
please.
All right, go ahead and make a strength check, please, Lisma. As Agnes
She'll-
hoists you up there.
Agnes. Cora,
Sorry, Cora.
she thinks for a second, he's demanding. I probably shouldn't wish him good luck, but she knows that her karma is going to come around. So, yeah, I guess good luck to you too. That'll be her guidance for Lismer. Stand him up on her
Wow,
shoulders.
how harsh. Have we considered how Cora's
Don't
getting
even
onto this
need it.
cable?
We haven't. I mean, Cora's thought about it. She knows she's going to go last just in case, though.
Okay.
So, so Lisma, like you're up there, and like this is easy. You do chin ups in by your breakfast. You actually just hold on to it with one arm, just kind of like just flex a little bit, and you're able to get down to the other side and let go. Rub your hands, get any bit of moistness off of it, no problem.
I'll probably take the opportunity to get some reps in.
I'll take the opportunity to cast light and to do any spell I want whenever I want to. Sorry, I had to get revenge.
So there's Joe Pricks and Cora left, I believe.
Okay. And Breezy.
Breezy. So Breezy, she's just gonna be like, she's gonna look down her arms and be like, there's no feathers on there at all, and she's like, this sort of thing wouldn't.
It's okay. You don't have to fly. How strong are you? Can you just hold on to that?
She like sunders up to you and begrudgingly like clambers on top of you and just sort of reaches up, and instead of like holding onto it with both arms, basically just like she reaches up with her legs and just sort of hoists herself and puts herself on top. So she's like kind of like hugging a log sort of thing, and just like letting it take her down naturally.
That's a really good idea, Breezy.
Yep, she holds on, gets to the other side, drops down, falls off. She looks unhappy that she had to do that.
Joe Bricks, you ready?
I guess I'm as ready as I'll ever be. I'm going to use my portent of 15 for the chat, just because I have a bad feeling about my rolling ability right now.
Do you not get to use a portent after you roll? I mean, you could at least try and roll first.
I don't.
Oh
think
no, he said he's using it.
Yeah,
so
no,
he's
that's
using
fine.
Yeah. I wasn't sure. And I know lucky I could have done it after, and I considered using that, like kind of like qualifying it, like if
I don't actually know how portents work at all, to be fair, but yeah. Oh, okay.
I will put that in the chat.
Utilizing your portent, you're able to hold on. Boom, 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 boom. You're able to get down to the other side without any issues. Hop off, boom, and you're now on the other side.
Oh, easy as pie. All right. Cora.
Yeah. So I don't think I'll be able to jump this high, but maybe I have something in my backpack that can help. And she'll.
What's your strength modifier?
My strength modifier is 3. I just have that. I'll put it in chat. This thing, push, drag, lift. So it wouldn't be for holding, I guess.
All right. So when you make a high jump, you leap into the air a number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier. So you would be able to jump 6 feet upwards.
To leave me 2 feet short.
Unless you're 9 feet. Well, 9. How tall are you? If you're 7 feet tall, then with arm span as well.
Oh, fair enough. I'm 7 feet tall. I don't know how long you think my arms would be, Jack. I mean, my arms are more than a foot long, so probably.
Go ahead and make just a general strength check just to see if you can jump up and just like grab onto it.
I'm leaving the game. Hold on a second. It's been 3, 4, 3, 5. I'm coming. Ding dong.
Yeah, your initial
Garbage.
attempt doesn't. Your initial attempt does not work.
Okay. Can I try it a second time and like pump myself up and say, "You got this, and give myself guidance, or do I need to try something else?
The DC will be higher if you want to
Okay.
try it a second time.
Okay. If not, she has one other idea. All right, so I'll give myself guidance. And would you say just general strength?
Another strength check, please. Yes.
Okay. 16.
16. Just a fail, unfortunately.
Just a fail.
Yeah. So you jump up and like you feel your fingers scrape across the underside of it, but you just fall down again.
Okay. All right. So I have this rope in my bag. And I think if I can loop it over and hold on to it, that'll make up for the lost, distance. So she's going to very quickly, she's going to throw the rope up, grab it with the other hand, and then quickly
Yep.
just kind of hold it with both hands.
Okay.
And as she's there, like pull up as high as she can.
All right. Yeah. Pull herself up and let the rope
Yeah.
just naturally take her across.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make another strength check for me, please.
Okay. Guidance.
All right. So, hanging on to it, the rope. You hear that twisting, almost like twinging rope sound. Actually, like your heart skips a beat, especially after you look down and just see that bottomless pit down there. However, you're able to get to the other side, let go of the rope, and you drop down, and you guys are now safely on the other side.
I feel like
Wonderful
if I open
stuff.
up my mouth too far, my heart's gonna fall out.
Yes,
No.
exciting. Oh,
Fine. You did very well. Good work with the rope.
I would like to turn the bottom left cog to see what he does now everyone's on this side.
All right. So as you turn the bottom left side, nothing happens.
A whole platform jettisons out, and you can walk across. No problem.
I want to turn the bottom right one.
The bottom right one, as you turn that one, you hear strange metal creaking noises echoing from within that area. These noises continue on for about a minute or maybe two, and then from the darkness above, you see one of those carts being lowered down. A sense of like strange wires and pulleys, and there is this cart looks like quite rusted over actually. You can see it connect to the sides that goes up. So it connects on your side and will go up. It connects to the wire, and then you can see the things that like the grapple system that holds it, lets go, and withdraws back up into the darkness as the cart is there swinging a little bit, and then starts moving upwards with the wire.
That looks comfortable.
Very angry.
As it reaches the top, because it only takes probably about 20-30 seconds for it to reach the top, the entire system stops, and it continues bobbing up there.
Now, I do not want to give those bastards an easy way to get through here if they're following us. So I vote I do the other way and try and get rid of it.
Yep, go for
yeah,
it.
good thinking.
Try the one that didn't do anything. Maybe that'll turn it around, or maybe that'll.
Try and get rid of the cart.
Yeah.
Or at least bring the cart over this side so it's not helping them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Or if we need to get back across.
Well, yes, that as well.
Can I go and do the bottom left one to see if it brings it back.
So as you turn that one, you can see the blue lights in the pedestal turn red, and the center of this like dial opens up, like a circular sort of thing opens up, and there is a little switch in there, and that's currently flicked up and down. There's one, it's flipped in the upright position at the moment. So the lights are red, and there's a fifth switch that has appeared in the middle, up.
I flip it down.
As you do, the system that the connecting system that's holding on to the rope disconnects, and the whole cart goes falls backwards a little bit and slides down the cliff edge, and then just goes continues echoing as it continues to fall, and you just hear that low rumbling crashing sounds for the next few minutes until eventually you just hear this loud.
It's a pretty deep hole. Let's not fall down there.
Yeah.
So
Let's
every
hope
time
there's no earthworms down there that we've just woken up.
it bangs, I'm just like doing that wincy thing until it hits the bottom, and I'm like, I am banned from touching switches going forward. Cora, you now have responsibility of switches.
Oh, that's
Just
another responsibility.
just to clarify, that made a shit ton of noise.
Yeah. Everybody in the entire world knows we're here.
So, Jack, that brought us to this side of the hole. Then, like we started there.
So let me go in to your maps. Ha. Yes. So you are on the correct side now. Yeah. So this on the side you're on, the corridor itself looks like it goes on for a little ways that you can see.
In for the penny, in for the pound, right, guys?
Yeah. More importantly, let's move on before something comes to investigate that big loud noise.
Okay. So on you guys move. You travel for another 20 minutes or so. Eventually the corridor... Actually, no. You would hear first more sounds of metal creaking. Low rumbling sensations, and the air's getting a little warmer as you proceed onwards. It eventually... corridor turns left, and you can see what appears to be metal doorways with those blue lights sort of creating like a circular like platform, kind of like, you know, straight lines that form a circle sort of thing, like a maze or something, like a circular maze sort of thing. Those lights form that kind of symbol on these metal doors. You can hear something. You can hear that metal, like creaking metal. Like, sorry, I keep on saying metal. You can hear that creaking noise, emanating from the other side of that door. It's quite loud.
Is there any indication of how we'd open the door? Any sort of buttons, switches, knobs, handles?
Not that you can see. You are about 30 feet away from it.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
It only
I will.
turned left.
What?
When we went down the corridor.
Yes,
you said
yeah. It
only
only turned left. Yeah.
Okay.
Onwards to the door.
Yep.
So, as you get closer to the door, the lights on it glow brighter, and there's like a shoot of energy that goes down to the very base of the door, probably to where your chest sort of midsections are, and you kind of shoots upwards to where kind of like where your faces would be, and then creates a hand imprint, but with 4 fingers.
Tuck a finger in.
The
Try and push it.
abandoned.
So as you place your hand on these blue lights of this hand imprint, the light turns green, and the metal doors start sliding sideways.
Recognise
before
my
you-
dragon prince.
Before you, you see a massive canyon with what can only be described as gears constantly shifting and rotating. You can see glows of orange light, and the heat inside is quite unbearable. You can just about see on the sides of this room pools of small magma or molten rock or something like that, with constant steam coalescing from them. There are large tube-like machines or something like constructs that channel the heat-like energy to see. You can see that the pipes go into these machines and they generate these blue lights that you can see. You can also see massive tubes, like open wide tubes, like chimneys of some kind, over the ceiling. That's probably about 120 feet upwards, where all the steam is being coalesced and funneled into. You can see a large clockwork-like bridge that just goes over probably the biggest pool of, well, can't really tell from this distance actually. But the sound emanating from it suggests that there's just a long platform or a long corridor of gears that goes downwards.
And things are still like turning and functioning.
Yeah.
This
Pretty
must be
impressive
the
craftsmanship.
yeah. This must be the source of this magic, this technology.
Yeah.
Lismer, I know that I don't know a ton about you, but you seem to know a little bit about dwarves when we were first coming in here. Do you recognize any of this?
Would Baylor had told me any stories or anything? Do you think?
Make a history check. And that you recall, I mean, something like this is. You're not even sure if the VTC has anything like this, to be honest. When the gear, don't get me wrong, everything's moving, but there is a sense of ancientness in these gears. Like there is rust in them. There is thin layers of dust everywhere. Like the air is, whilst it's hot, there's that stale smell. Like it's not seen or had fresh air in a long, long time.
Yeah, Cora, I've never heard anything about this.
Oh, that's
Baylor
okay.
never mentioned it.
I thought it might be a long shot, but yeah, this is pretty impressive, whatever it is.
Really impressive. Like the fact that it's still running, it looks so old.
I wonder if it runs from the water. You know how like the water stilts had all that flowing water. Could be what powers it.
I don't know. Do we see any water in here?
You do not see any water. You just see the only liquid that you can possibly see is the magma in the corners of the room.
I don't know. I don't see any water in this room. I think water would be closer to where this is. There's magma though. Maybe that's the key.
Or even steam. Well, you done with the game.
What do you guys like to do in this room?
I'm
The
still
bridge-
stood there in awe. That's like,
Yeah, Gilbert's too. Is the bridge going from where we stand across, or is it run kind of in front of us, so where we'd have to reach?
So in front of you, it would be sideways. But so if you can see, you can see the entrances onto the bridge are like up there and sort of down there a little bit.
Right. Are we kind of like stuck?
No?
Okay. Gilberts would carefully kind of like start to scan the ledge that we're on and the immediate area to see to kind of get his bearings.
Okay. Go ahead and make a just be an investigation check, please.
Ooh.
You want to use your portent or lucky?
I don't think I will on this. I think I'm just gonna have to be oblivious right now.
You're not able to determine anything from a precursory look around.
I'm not quite getting it, guys. I'm not really understanding how this is all constructed and
not surprised.
is
It's a
it-
little bit beyond our understanding, I think.
Z-
Certainly like nothing I've ever seen before. And I
Zarek will
want to
say,
know.
what is it you're trying to look for, boss? Maybe I could give it a go.
yeah, I'm trying to understand how it's constructed and how to move about in this room without getting hurt. Falling into that mess of I don't know what you call those.
Oh. I mean, I'm not used to investigating this kind of stuff, but let me take a look.
Okay. So as Xeric has a precursory look around, he can tell that there are loose gears and like strips of metal scattered around on the tops of these gears. You can also see, just as he's sort of looking around, that there appears to be some interactable devices in the center of the bridge.
I think that you can probably manipulate those things in the middle there. Is the bridge? No, sir. Put it back right now. Is the bridge clear to move to that?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's bits and pieces strewn about, like debris and stuff, but you can move across it without problem.
I'll go check it out. So Xeric will move to the center, I guess.
Brilliant, Zarek. Good eyes, good eyes.
What do these interactable things look like here? Is this where you meant, or did you mean even further?
It's on the inside of the bridge, so he'd have to move his way around, kind of like a. Hold on, if I can draw. Freehand. He'd have to make his way around here and then go down there.
Oh. Okay. Yep. All right. Cool. That's what he would do.
It's not what I wanted to do. Huh. There we go. Oh yeah. So, moving up to that area, you can see more of those tiles that Agnes interacted with, but these ones are like sort of a hue between green and red. They're in a single line. 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on one side, and on the other side, they're in a kind of like a crisscross sort of thing. There's 5 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 sort of thing.
Well, there are a lot more than there were in the other room, but they look kind of similar. You want me to just start pressing buttons?
Definitely.
Okay. I was gonna say maybe we all get to the same spot. I don't know.
Boss, do you want me to make sure that it's safe before you come over?
I guess so.
What a jerk! You changed your tune.
It's almost like Kristen has learned how to annoy Chet over many, many
Right,
years
right.
and is now using this to her maximum advantage.
All right, so he will. Any suggestions, and then just go there. So
Agnes,
want me to roll?
what do you
Right,
think?
straight line.
Line.
Straight line. Right, first of all, straight line or crisscross.
straight line first. You said there were
Okay.
6 of them.
6 of them in a line, so from left to right.
The fourth one
All right.
from
So
left to right. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
you turn that dial, and this gear over here starts spinning a bit faster.
Did it do anything?
It appears the far circle device over there. It's spinning faster.
Oh, that's all. Okay. Then he'll move in and go to 3.
The 3, 2 turns that. Now that gear there is matching the spin with it, and they connect with each other. As you can see, some lights on this kind of circular entrance up here glow
Where?
at the top here.
What's up? Okay. Hmm. You want me to keep going?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of intriguing, actually.
2.
Gear here starts spinning. Only the outside, however, the inside, kind of like the platform or the thing that the metal rock that is currently on top of it, that stays still. It's just the outside gear that's spinning at the moment.
So then he's gonna take 1 and 6 at the same time.
This gear over here starts spinning, and the rock up on there starts spinning as well. And you can see as it's spinning, kind of like coils come out from the gear and strap itself to the rock itself. And you can see almost like blades come out of these coils and start shimming and skinning it almost. And you can see shards of it just sort of tussle off, goes onto the spiraling gear, tumbles off of it, and goes into chutes below it. And you can see more lights appear on there.
Can he several questions. One, so you said it's kind of shaving stuff off. Is it
Yeah.
shooting debris everywhere that might be
No,
potentially
it seems to be controlled. Any debris that's being fallen off is going onto the
Funneling down.
spinning gear below it, which then gets from the inertia of it causes it to sort of go off the edge and into tubes below it.
Okay. Do you like what you see? I got 5 more things.
You've got there's still one more dial on that line that you haven't pressed, just number 6, I believe.
Oh, I did 1 and 6 at the same time.
Then number
so
5.
Oh,
Number
5.
5 then.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so then 5.
Yeah, go the last one.
All right. So as you press that one, that rock there is lifted up, and you can see a press come down and flattens it, and you see shards go everywhere. And with that, the final light on that top one appears, and they all glow. They go from white to red. You just hear from the deep.
Like an alarm?
Maybe.
I don't know what that sound is. Do you want me? There's still 5 more you said in the crisscrossy.
On the crisscross version, yeah.
You want me to crisscross them?
Sure.
You want me to take 5 off?
Can I just confirm that everybody else is still standing over there?
Yeah, standing watching,
Yeah.
confused, seeing big red
Right.
lights, thinking, I hope red's good.
Right.
Purple's good. Purple's good.
All right. So do you just start turning the dials and like?
I was waiting to see what my boss said to do.
You like putting it on me, huh?
That's what Zurich would have done. Just played him the way he would.
I don't know that sound doesn't sound pleasant. Maybe some kind of an alarm. What do you think, everybody? Should we make our way through that door up there?
The door opened?
Is it
No,
closed?
just the light. The lights just came on it.
Okay.
Zurich, maybe try the crisscross ones. See if we can't get the door open.
Okay. So he'll go middle first and then top 2 and bottom 2. All of the like trying to rush because he feels like
Okay,
Chris
so
is a little.
and as you do, the various gears on the south side they start spinning around faster. And you can see sparkles of like electric energy come from within this doorway, like the middle of it.
Would any of the rock that they're harvesting or that they're using, would that be any pieces of it be salvageable?
If you want to go onto the gears and try to get some, yeah.
It'd be kind of dangerous to get like without going
Wouldn't recommend that, boss. It
into the
doesn't look
middle
like
of the
it's safe.
into the middle of the machinery there. Wouldn't be that good.
Yeah. I mean, don't know. I mean, you've never seen this kind of thing before. You don't know what would happen.
If we're after like a tiny little piece of rock, then I might be able to grab something with like mage hand, and we can just see what it is they're actually crushing.
What is this rock, Workers? What do you think?
I mean, who knows? Maybe it's how they're powering these machines. Maybe the rock is somehow magical. Maybe they're just making sand. But I don't know.
Maybe they're feeding something underneath.
Feeding it what? Small rocks?
Yes.
Oh God, that sounds like a terrible thing.
I feel like they're using it for fuel.
So you know that alarm is still going.
Zurich successfully did all 5 of these crisscross.
Oh, if you've done all
ones.
5 of them, okay. So all of the gears start spinning on the south side like fast, and you can see now a white like doorway / portal opens up.
Looks promising. What do you think, everybody?
Corresponding
I
to
mean-
Breezy. Thumbs up.
What's
Breezy
Breezy gonna
just
do?
looks like she has absolutely no idea. No, she's on the back, like in the threshold of the doorway. She's like she doesn't understand this, she doesn't know this, she doesn't want to get anywhere close to it.
Come with us, Breezy. We're going through there.
Go through
She
this
can't even
door.
understand me, but
He said, "Come on."
No. No, this place is wrong. It's unnatural.
Oh,
it's
please.
better than natural. It's man-made. Damn it! I can't hear her. I keep forgetting I can't hear her.
And
it.
from that white doorway, this portal of some kind, there's a fluctuation in it. And the red lights go off. And then you see something come out of it. It has a large paw of some kind.
Oh,
You can see claws on toes, but they're made of metal. You can see a large tree trunk-like leg come out.
can Zurich start flipping
Yeah, you can
switches
start
back?
back away. It's just like, and
I don't think
nothing
he
seems
will.
to be working. Nothing seems to be working. As you see this head come out, metallic-like in nature, like almost snouty, with spikes on its side, large metallic teeth and glowing red eyes, followed by a really long metal neck as it continues to move outwards. With 2 legs, large body, large retractable metal wings, 2 metal legs, and a massive metal tail.
Wow, that doesn't look scary or terrifying at all.
It's looking directly at Zurich.
Ugh. Boss.
Just easy movements. Can you get to the other side of the bridge? Have you tried flipping all the switches back?
It doesn't work.
Okay. I mean, we might be stuck with this.
And I second yes, and I second.
Okay, it's talking.
Wait a
Anybody
minute.
understand what it's saying?
Hold on. I'm
I do not. And I don't think it's going to let me have 10 minutes to work out what it's saying.
Cora would be able to understand it.
How long does
Any spoken language
tongues last for?
an hour. She would have cast it again though to be talking to
Alright.
Breezy.
So best you can understand, it's saying input master access passphrase.
Input master access passphrase. Guys.
Try passphrase
I think it needs
with a capital P.
Yeah, it needs some kind of a passphrase. And anybody have any ideas?
If we're in dwarven territory,
She's trying to think of like all of the things that they're trying to do. So like Atahala's going through her brain. I think that's probably the please was the first thing she thought of. The first thing she thought of.
should I just ask it, please? We're in dwarven territory. Is there any like secret dwarf code word?
I don't know. Trying to rack my brain about anything I know Dwarvish. I don't know if I know anything Dwarvish.
I think we're going to have to fight this thing, guys.
Well, we could try a few different passes if it lets us get more than one attempt. We can try.
What about eat rock?
We don't even speak the right language.
I know.
That sounds kind of aggressive. I don't want to say
What
that
language
too.
does it require? Do we think?
Am I with tongues? Am I able to figure out what language it's speaking, or I'm just
I
able to
don't.
understand?
I've you just able to understand that you don't know the language, unfortunately.
Would I know the language? I speak Dwarvish.
It is not speaking Dwarvish.
Okay, I'll let the guys know.
Not Lismer's not Dwarvish. Okay. What? Something common.
It repeats the phrase again.
Chahala.
She smiles.
Do you say that, Cora?
I think that's what she says.
The head moves towards you. And you just hear it say, and you understand as Cora.
Repeat.
Repeat. Atahala.
Password incorrect. Intruders detected. Protecting the Primus module. Defensive system activated.
The wings.
Okay, so it was the
good
wrong
work.
password.
Okay.
We
Can I
worked
get
that out.
Can I get initiative, please?
It was the wrong password, guys. Sorry.
You don't say.
It said it was the Primus module, though. If anybody, wants to have that information.
This is Cora. And well, that's perfectly accurate for Cora. And this is Zurich.
Yes, I collect my token.
I'm gonna use a. Can I burn a lucky to re-roll my initiative?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Still need Xerix, I believe.
His is 10.14.
I don't see it. No, yours is
It's-
core. Yours is
No, mine
10.1
was
core.
5.13.
Oh,
I
you
left
you didn't select different. So,
Yeah, you can change who you roll as if you select the bottom right if you change it to Zyric's name, but yes, it's a lot of hassle, especially for initiative when you're both doing it.
Yeah. So, what's Cyrix and Lisma's dexterity modifier?
Mine's one.
Is 2.
Right, Xeric will go first, followed by Lisma, followed by the Chardolin Dragon. Okay. Alright, so top of the round is Jawbricks. As you see this gigantic metal creature raise its wings a sign, and it roars out a deep metallic mechanical roar. No, it's moving in to attack.
All right, don't look, everybody. I'm gonna do this again.
Okay. Alright, so as you cast Hypnotic Pattern on this creature, it shines over its face, and you get the feeling that it is immune to the charm effect, and it has no effect.
Shit, guys, sorry. I don't think it's working. This happens from time to time. Plan B.
Plan B, hit it with everything we have.
Do you want to move anywhere?
That would be prudent, I would think. Let me see. I will 5, 10, 15, 20. Let's see. I'll probably hide behind Agnes.
Okay, so you
Uh,
bravely retreat behind Agnes.
It's a good
Alright,
shout.
Agnes, it's your
I
turn.
tried.
Well, I'm gonna
This
be.
could be like a Gorgon.
I don't know what a gorgon is. I'm going to run up to Lisma and put my hand on his shoulder and say, "Good luck," and cast heroism on him,
Oh.
which I've had since the beginning. I just never use it.
So, Lisma, you feel heroic. You feel like nothing can scare you today. And I believe, what's your charisma modifier, Agnes?
My charisma modifier is 4
So you gain 4 temporary hit points, Lisma.
at the start of every single turn.
Yeah,
Oh, very nice.
nice. Okay, anything else, Agnes?
And I'm going to run over here and I'm going to say, "Oh yeah, you do great as well, Chris," and do bardic inspiration to him.
Okay, so Vorkris, you are inspired. As well, it is your turn.
Okay. Vorkus is going to go towards the big giant thing. 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6. He is going to chuck a firebolt at it.
Alright, make a ranged spell attack, please.
He's going to miss. I'm assuming.
10 is a miss. You do have was it a D10 inspiration?
Oh, it's only a firebolt. It's not worth it. I'll save it for something more important. And then I'm going to Misty Step to the other side of him in the hope that he will be distracted by the firebolt and won't notice that I've just gone behind him.
Yeah, so it does hit the creature and it creates a small little explosion. Its mechanical eyes do notice this, and it's aware that you're over there.
Oh. But that's me.
Hey. Alright, Zeric's turn.
Oh crap, that's me. Okay, when you use your action to cast strip, so he only has those. He's not a ranged build at all. So
Nope.
I guess he is. Don't worry, boss. Gonna go 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, and he is going to use. Which one is? Oh crap! I'm on Cora's page. Sorry. Booming blade. I
Okay.
think this is the right one here. Booming blade. Booming with his sphere of force.
Hmm.
That I'm assuming does not hit.
Yep. So he shoves his booming blade, his booming spear into the creature, and it cannot. Like the spear itself bends a little bit against the metal outpace, and that is a miss.
Okay.
Break its armor.
So he'll say, "Ah!" and he'll take it back, and he'll just attack with his sphere of force this time.
All right. So he spins around, and he shoves it into the creature's armored outpace again, and once again it just bends, and you cannot pierce through it. That's another miss.
Okay, so then for his extra attack, I think he's gonna try again.
He didn't do extra attack. He didn't do the attack action. He did the spell followed by
Nope.
his
So
war magic.
for war magic is action to cantrip.
As a
and then-
as a bonus action, but extra attack comes when you take the attack action. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Got it.
So
All right. Thanks.
okay.
And stays here, I guess.
All right, Lisma, you're up.
Oh, feeling all nice and heroic, I'm going to charge forward with my javelin of lightning, run over here and throw it at him.
You activate it.
Yes.
All right, so as you activate it, it becomes wreathed with an electronic, like static power, and you throw it. Make a ranged attack, please.
Well, it's a DC 13 dexterity saving throw.
Oh, is it? Okay. All right, so this is a magical effect, so it has advantage on this. It's a dex save, right?
Yes.
All right. No bonuses on this. So that's a 12.
Oh, both 12. So it's 4d6 damage. 13 damage.
And that's lightning damage, right?
Yeah.
All right. So as the javelin embeds itself into the side of it, you can see the energy course out and like strike, almost like kind of like one of those electric little balls over its body, and the creature just sort of renders inwards a little bit. That did damage it. Okay.
I think I also get a ranged attack from that, don't I? So I get the effect and then also just the javelin being thrown itself.
I'm just checking. Hold on. Was it Javelin of Lightning, right?
Yes.
When you heard it in Speaker's Command, it transforms into a bolt of lightning. So no, it doesn't. It turns back into a javelin when it reaches its target. Where is it? Make a ranged attack against a target.
So from I read that as it's lightning as it's traveling, and as it reaches its target, it's hit the magical effect, and then also the javelin's hitting it.
Oh yeah. So then, right, make a ranged attack then. Yeah, so it could technically do 8d6 points of lightning damage. So yeah, so the initial lightning just comes out from it being thrown, and as it potentially hits into the side of it. So go ahead and make a ranged attack. That is a hit. That is definitely a hit.
Cool, and then it's another 4d6, was it?
That's right, another 4d6. That's another. So as the more electricity courses out over its body, and the electricity takes hold onto it, dealing more damage towards it.
Awesome.
Right.
And then would I be able to use second wind and still draw my sword and shield to then charge up to it?
Second wind to regain
You
your
mean action surge?
health.
Sorry, not second wind. What is it?
Action surge.
Action surge.
Action surge.
5, 10, 15, 20. So you've moved 20 feet of movement already. Did
And
you want to
then-
use your action surge to double your move to move?
No. You're right. I've not got enough. Okay, no,
Yeah,
that's
you haven't
fine.
got enough room at the moment.
That's
All
my
right.
turn.
So it is the creature's turn. So, 30 feet of the So it uses its malevolent presence. So Vorkris and Zirik, I want you both to make wisdom saving throws, please. So Zirik fails, Vorkris succeeds. So as the eyes shine out towards Zirik, his mind gets blanked out, kind of like there's just a erasure of any negative feelings within him, and he becomes charmed by this creature, and he just feels compelled to marvel in its glory. So, a creature charmed this way fixates on another creature or object that the dragon mentally chooses and must, on each of its turns, move as close to that target as possible and use its action to make a melee attack against it. So, what it's going to do is going to choose the doorway that it's come from. So, Zirik feels compelled to get close to that door and marvel in its glory and take it down.
Okay.
And then with that, it's going to extend its wings. It's going to fly up. It has got 90 feet of flying speed. It is going to fly over towards Lisma. It is going to bring two claw attacks down onto him. So plus 14 on this. So I've got 16 and 31.
The first one hits.
So one of the claws will do 2d6 plus 7. So plus 7 on this. That's all. That's 15 points of slashing damage against you. As it continues to fly onwards, it brings its tail towards Joprix at a range of 10 feet. So plus 11 to this. So it is 24 to hit.
24. Let's see. I've got mage armor up. Yeah, and that's even out of my range of shield too. So yeah, I'll just have to take it. Take it like a
Okay.
man.
Alright, so that's 2d10 plus 7. So you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage as the metal tail swings around and clocks you right in the chest. As it turns around and continues to fly upwards over here. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 75, 80, 85, 90. Right, so it is 10 feet up at the moment. Lismo, you would have had an opportunity attack against it.
Take it with my. I would just swipe with my sword as it's
Okay.
in range. 14, I assume that's
14, unfortunately, just bounces off the metal creature that it is. Alright, so that is its turn. Cora, you're up.
Cora's not feeling good about this. We can or cannot go back the way we came.
Whilst you are in combat, please remain on the map.
So there's no option for retreat. We're stuck in
If
this
you want,
battle.
if you want to retreat, you can go ahead and retreat.
Okay,
I'll
but
take you
that's
back.
what
I'll take you out of the initiative order if you want to retreat.
Okay. No, I think she's just trying to plan to figure out what her options are for everybody. So retreat is an option. But
Retreat is definitely is always an option. Yes.
I think you said that those hallways were big enough to like carry larger things through it, so it's not like
This
they
is
could
this is a
and-
huge creature. It probably would not fit in there.
it would probably not be able to fit. So she wouldn't abandon anybody. She could say, "We can always try and go back," but she will cast. She will cast Spirit Guardians and she's
Right.
going to cast it at 4th level.
You'll want to talk. You ate a whole tube.
I ate a whole
Yeah,
tube
that
of
was
what?
downstairs.
Cheese?
But I didn't have any orders on.
So she's here. She's
You had
also
the
going
bigger one. I had the
to.
bigger one.
Oops. It's 10 feet up. Okay, so she's
Yeah.
going to get out her spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Where are you? Here. Hit 27.
That's definitely a hit. So the
Okay.
spiritual weapon just clonks it on the backside of the tail, and you see a part of the armor is like bent inwards because of it. King.
Does it look like it took the proper amount of damage?
It didn't look. It did not look like it was resistant to force damage. No.
Okay. All right. So then I think she will probably just move up a little bit to try and keep Vorkris and Lismer in her little shooby-doo.
Okay. Right. Joprix, it's your turn.
Joprix is a little shooken up from that last tail swipe. So he would gather himself up and then, shake it off, shake his head out a little bit, and then point his wand and cast Psychic Lance on this guy.
Okay. Make a. He's making an
Make it-
intelligence saving throw.
Yep.
Okay. There's advantage on this. 16.
16. Hang on, let me check my DC.
You're 15.
If your
Oh,
spell save is 15.
Can I lucky that? Or not lucky that. Portent that for my 5.
If you want to do that, sure.
Okay, I'll do that. That's my last one.
Okay.
But he has a 5.
Definitely. There's a spell to me. Yeah, okay. So, as the psychic lance reaches upwards, it travels into the body. It seems to be dispersed by the heavy metal armor, but then it wraps around the energy and the body wreathes in midair. And you just see it just sort of like stand there. It seems to be overwhelmed a little bit. So it is now incapacitated for a round.
Okay, I will do the damage.
Okay, so it's 22 points of psychic damage against it. Doesn't seem to be. Constructs are usually immune to psychic damage. This one doesn't appear to be.
Okay.
Alright, that's Joprix's turn. Did you want to move anywhere?
I think I would. I'm not sure exactly how far along near the bottom of the door is. But I would possibly suggest that to everybody and just say, everyone, we may have to retreat, and I'll make my way just down a little bit towards the door.
Okay. Right. Agnes, it's your turn.
I'm gonna come and hide behind here where it currently is, and can I hide behind this cog?
Do you want to make a stealth roll as your action?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bonus section.
Oh, yes, because you're part rogue, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, go make a stealth roll then.
18.
18 does beat its passive perception, so it cannot see you at the moment.
Okay, and I want to have my crossbow out, ready
Yep.
to hit him once he is no longer incapacitated.
Okay. So you want to hold your action until he's no longer incapacitated.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. Okay, Vorkris, you're up.
Vorkris is a little bit overwhelmed and not feeling like he's got many high, powerful spells right now. So he is going to stick with Firebolt, I think.
All right, make a ranged spell attack. It blasts against the metal armor, creating only a small scorch mark, but otherwise seemingly doing no damage.
And then I'm going to run away.
Did you want to use that bardic inspiration, actually?
No, I'm going
Okay.
to use it on a decent spell when I work out what spell will be decent against it.
All right. It is Zyric's turn. He feels compelled to attack the doorway in front of him.
Okay. The other guy being incapacitated didn't do anything to
No.
this. Okay.
No.
All right. So then he would just do his regular stuff. Then I guess.
All right. So he just starts boom, 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 against the door. Does minor damage at best, really. He may repeat his saving throw.
Which was a sorry. Was it wisdom?
Wisdom, yes.
17.
17 is a save. So he's able to shake himself out of it. And he's back to his normal self. But that's the end of his turn. Right, Lizmer, it's your turn.
So did is the javelin stuck in the dragon, or is it fallen off?
Yes. No, it's stuck in him.
Okay. And I can walk to him, next to him, yeah?
He's 10 feet up at the moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna...
He's hovering, flying. He seems to be overwhelmed, but he's not. He's incapacitated in the sense that he can't take actions or reactions, but he's still there, shall we say?
I'm gonna draw my bow.
Yep.
And fire an arrow, but I want to try and really focus on trying to remember the feeling of when I fired that arrow during the fight with the shepherd, and try and reproduce that power I had in that arrow while I'm firing at this.
Okay. And make a ranged attack, please.
14.
14, unfortunately, is a miss.
It's a fortunate thing because its turn is coming up and it'll still be incapacitated.
And then next attack. I crit.
Nice.
With your longsword?
Longsword.
Oh, sorry, I hit the wrong thing.
Sorry to waste your crit. "13 is another miss, unfortunately. So you fire 2 arrows, and they just bounce off of the metal armor of this creature.
I really destroyed that bit of dust coming down now.
Okay, so the creature is trying to get back its senses. It stays where it is for now. Cora, it's your turn.
Who incapacitated it?
Joprix.
Joprix did. Did that only last one round?
It lasts until the start of Joprix's next turn.
Okay, which is right after me. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I will try and hit with spiritual weapon, which I had upcast. So
Okay.
spiritual weapon. Oh no, I didn't.
18 is a hit.
Okay.
So as the spiritual weapon goes against the creature, it just whacks it across the face, and you can see part of its cheek is indented inwards.
Okay. Then I think what she will do. Which one is better? She will do Toll the Dead. So that's a wisdom save on this incapacitated creature.
Okie dokie. That has advantage on this. It has no bonuses to its wisdom. Natural 20.
All right.
So once again, gong. Nothing happens.
Are there certain things that are not like when you're incapacitated, you don't like you have disadvantage or you
So that you're thinking of unconscious. When he's incapacitated, he can't take actions or reactions. If he was unconscious, he would also be incapacitated, but that's when you get your advantage and crits and stuff like that.
Okay. So would a dexterity saving throw then be affected? Because if he can't take actions or
No.
reactions, he can't move if he's
No,
incapacitated.
that would be the unconscious effect, where he would have disadvantage on things, or even stunned or something like this. Incapacitated literally just means he can't take actions or reactions.
So he can still fly all over the place then.
Within reason, yeah. I'm basically just having him stay where he is for now. So
Okay, thanks. I just obviously was unclear on that. Okay. So I don't think Toladette is half. So she will encourage people to start to move with her. Lismer?
Don't worry, we're going to kill it.
Sure you are. That's
okay.
her turn.
Go bricks. So at the start of your turn, the creature is no longer incapacitated.
So, I think having kind of noticed what works or what doesn't work, I think Joe should probably upcast a magic missile to second level. I'll put that in the chat.
Okay, what level are you casting it to?
2.
Okay, so go ahead and roll 4d4 plus 4. Alright, so that's 11 points of force damage against it. So as the magical white pellets, or bullets even, fly outwards, they go into the creature's body itself. And you can see, like, it basically created, like, tiny little, like, holes in its metal body. And you can see, like, a greenish, like, light emanating from those holes, from whatever is working on the inside.
So I think he'd say, I think you guys see it, guys. Hit it with force and hit it with lightning.
All right, Agnes, it's your turn.
When it incapacitated, would it have sparked my held action?
Yes, that's right. So you would get to fire a shot against it.
Yeah. Add
8, unfortunately.
advantage.
Yep, that's right. 20 is a hit. Yep. So as the piercing arrow, you find it in the chink in the armor. Ting! It gets embedded in there. So it
Sneak
is
attack.
sneak attack. 1, 2, 3, 15. You get the feeling, however, that it is resistant to normal piercing damage.
And then for my action, I'll just shout out, "Arrows did nothing!" And 1,
Too
2.
bad.
Come over here. And how far away am I from it now? 3 feet. I'm just gonna shout at it. I'm just gonna do vicious mockery and shout at it. Be like,
Okay.
"You look really stupid with your stupid metal condom," and just vicious mockery it.
Wisdom
Safety
save.
first.
17 on the save. So it doesn't understand and the magic doesn't take effect.
And then I'm gonna give Cora inspiration. Be like, "Cora, something needs to work on it."
Okay.
Okay. So Cora, you are scaredly, worriedly inspired.
And that's it.
All right. Chris, you're up.
Is this cog here moving at the moment?
Yes.
Isn't it spinning? Yeah, okay, so I'm not jumping across there then, because that's not going to go well. Fine, I'll make my way back up here. 2, 3, 5, 6. Does that? I think that gets me close enough. Yeah. And I am going to do a Burning Hands at 4th level.
Oh, okie dokie. I need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Indeed.
No bonuses to this. 15 on save.
Makes the fucking save, of course he
It takes
does.
half damage then.
So I get 66, I think. Counting.
You basically become a living flamethrower against this creature.
Didn't ask me what to. Fine, I'll do another 3d manually then. So
That's
21
22.
total, half to 10.
After 10.
22, half to 11. Sorry, yes.
Alright, so it doesn't seem to be resistance against the fire. It just looks like it just managed to avoid the worst of it.
Just looks like a very dexterous, lumbering Hulk.
Okay, it is Zyric's turn.
Crap, I think keep forgetting that's me. So he'll probably shake his head and what the heck? And he will move in a little bit. So this is 20 feet of his movement.
So he's still 10 feet up above him, just so you know.
Oh, he's still 10 feet up.
Yeah.
Okay, well then. Do these things only apply to melee? Melee and melee. Okay, well, forget that. He will go back to where he was 5, 10, 15, 20. And he will move this way then. 30. And he will use, I think he's got a crossbow. I know that it wasn't very good, but hopefully it'll be something. 23.
23 is a hit. So, ping! It does hit, but it doesn't seem to do as much damage as you thought you would.
And then I think he has Misty Step as a bonus action. So
Correct,
he
yeah.
will move here. Don't worry, boss, I gotcha. Come over here.
Alright. Lizma, it's your turn.
Don't do anything rash, Cyric.
Okay. I am going to. Well, I guess I'm going to fire a couple arrows again. There's not much else I can do.
Alrighty then.
$22.
That is a hit.
Second one did not hit, but at least got one.
So, ping!
It
It
can I
gets...
add a superiority die to that as well?
Yeah, sure.
With what would I want to use? Where are they? I'll go for golden attack just to try and get him to focus me. And that's 5, so potentially
Trying to
11
make
damage.
a wisdom saving throw. Alright, so it doesn't have, it wouldn't have advantages because this is not a magical effect. So 6. So it has disadvantage on all attack rolls that aren't against you at the moment, Lizma.
Awesome.
Till next turn, I believe. The end of your next turn, that's right, yeah. Okay. Good to know.
Cool.
Well
That
done.
is my turn.
Alright. That's 11 halved to 4. Right, so this creature, with the arrows embedded in the javelin of lightning, in the dents it's taken from the spiritual weapon, and the psychic energy it's taken, it's just sort of flying around, looking around. It takes like a pass over just to sort of see where everyone is, and then it lands down on the bridge Vorkris, you can see its mouth open up. And you can see this red light in there. It gets brighter and brighter and brighter.
Never stand in a line, guys!
It turns its head to the left and shoots out this beam of light in 120 foot.
Oh.
Can Xeric, Cora, and Joprix make dexterity saving throws, please?
Did they get advantage on that because of the golden attack?
No, they are having a saving throw. It doesn't guiding attack doesn't do anything for saving throws.
Since Xeric is in front of Korik and Joprix, do either one of the two of them?
No,
Behind.
because this is a massive line. It shoots everybody.
That's Xeric.
Actually blows apart some of the gears.
And
I'm
this
going to
is
use my lucky
Cora.
reroll that.
Is that your last lucky now?
I have to check. I think it might be.
That's not a dexterity save, babe.
Oh, I'm doing a check.
Dexterity check.
Oh,
Yeah, you're doing your checks here.
there you go. That's better.
Okay. So
That's
Joprix
I have
succeeds.
one lucky left, no more importance left. That's where I'm at.
So Cora and Xeric fail. Joprix succeeds. This is. So Joprix will take half damage. So Cora and Xeric take 35 points of radiant damage, whereas Joprix only takes 17 points of radiant damage. You can see Breezy like sort of runs away from the explosion as it create like part of the gearing in front of it is like destroyed as his mouth closes up and his head just scans the area. Right, that's its turn. Cora, you're up.
Well, I think first is moving spiritual weapon here
Okay.
and making attack with that. Would she think from the fact that this thing did radiant damage that it's like not bad?
Radiant damage could also mean like it's not radiant doesn't mean holy. It just means searing white hot energy.
Okay.
So in this sense, radiant is like it's not fire damage. It's just like energy.
Okay.
A 14, unfortunately, is a miss. The spiritual weapon just comes down and it just sort of moves its wings to sort of block its head again.
Okay. And I think she's going to try and she's going to try and cast guiding bolt at this thing.
All right, make a ranged spell attack, please. $25 is a hit. What level are we casting it at?
That was 4th. So
Alrighty then.
18, which is
18.
terrible.
All right, so as the radiant light hits the dragon, this creature, this body seems to inertiate and absorb some of that, and you get the feeling that radiant damage doesn't do as much damage as you thought it would.
Great. Well, it still has a mystical dim light glittering
That's right,
on
it does, yes.
and
The
whoever
the
makes
next
the next attack roll will have advantage.
advantage. That's right, yeah. All right, anything else from you, Cora? Could you also make a Constitution saving throw for your Spirit Guardians, please? The DC is
10?
18.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Because of the damage. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I have advantage on this. Yes. Okay, so 1. Oh, it automatically gave me advantage.
Unfortunately, that is a
Doesn't
fail.
matter. Okay.
So your Spirit Guardians cease to be. Right. So that is your turn, Cora. Joe Briggs, you're up.
Joe Bricks is gonna shake himself off from that rough attack, and he's gonna say, "So it's gonna be like that, huh?" I was about to retreat, but here we go. And then he points his wand and he casts Fireball and centers it in a way that it's not going to hit any of his comrades, obviously.
Yeah,
Kind
no worries.
of center it behind him so that he's enveloped in it.
No worries. So, dexterity saving throw.
Yep.
17 on the save.
Unfortunately, he saves. So he'll take, what's that, 15?
So as the
Oh no, that's not the damage. That's the attack roll. All right, so I'll roll the damage and we'll do half. What was it?
8d6.
8d6.
Yeah. So many of the loose gearings get blown away. You can see like the dials, they're like just completely incinerated in the blast. And like the bridge itself like shakes uncomfortably, and Vorkridge is like whoa sort of thing. As the explosion just sort of racks the structure itself. So it takes 14 points of fire damage because it made the save. Right, and as the sort of smoke clears, you can see its body is irradiated with heat, and where the explosion hit the most of it on the side of its chest, there's now like a big gaping hole where you can see this greenish mechanical pumping sort of thing inside.
Joe Brick should take just a second to just be fascinated by that. Go, wow, fascinating. Wait a minute, I gotta disperse, and then I'm gonna break that line that we created
Right.
for it.
Okay. All right, so it is Agnes's turn.
Okay, I'm going to drop concentration on heroism. So,
All right.
Lisma, any temporary hit points you get now have gone, unfortunately. But I'm going to see the pump inside, and I'm going to cast heat metal on the pump inside it.
Okie dokie. Unfortunately, you cannot cast. Let me just hold on. Let me just read the spell because it's considered part of the creature. Metal.
And the creature is a manufactured metal object.
It is a manufactured metal, but it is also a creature, not an object.
And this is why I'm aiming for that pump inside.
See, this is that thing. Plate armor works because you're wearing it, but this is considered part of the creature. You can't cast heat metal on a creature.
Well, I mean, this
Is it a
a
creature or is it a
manufactured
construct?
like it's a construct, right?
Yeah.
It's a construct creature.
Which means that it was manufactured, right?
Manufactured metal
con-
object.
Right.
Hold
if
on,
it was
I'm gonna quickly Google this. Can heat metal work on constructs?
Can heat metal work on metal? Yes.
Metal and constructs. There you go. People have argued about this. Well, apparently it's split halfway down the middle. Okay, all right. So on this occasion, I'm going to say it will work, but I might have to revise that in the future just to prevent me from like taking up any more time.
Okay, well, this is why I was trying to target something inside
Yes,
it.
yeah,
If it wasn't
I
going to
get
be that, it would have been like a plate on the outside. But
Yeah,
the fact I can now
definitely.
see this is why I was aiming for it.
Let's go with it because that's all. It's awesome anyway. So let's go with it.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to target the pump on the inside, with it. So.
All right. So it needs to make Constitution saving throws.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
So
no, it can't. It
No,
can't drop it.
Yeah, the con save is only to see if you drop the item. If
right.
heat
Yeah,
metal is
okay.
working, it's going to work.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll damage then. It's 10 points of fire damage. So as you can see, that green pumping thing inside starts and it starts like pumping even faster. And you can see the creature sort of reel up on its back legs and starts like scratching at itself. it doesn't seem to take that too kindly to that. All right,
Good.
so that's your turn, Agnes. Do you want to stay where you are?
Can I bonus action hide? Because I'm scared.
Go right ahead. Now go make a stealth roll.
Isn't being a rogue ace.
And you're like, oh shit, and you just sort of duck down. And you're like, please don't let me see. Please don't let it see me. Like, you can't see you though. Okay, Volchris, you're up.
Okie doke. So Vorquist, in a unlikely bout of heroism, sees this opening of this green pumping thing, and charge is towards it.
Yep.
And he's going to stick his hands in and try and necrotic vampiric touch in the
All right,
center of the construct. He's going to do this at 4th level,
Make an attack roll.
It
and
should
it's
be
still
at
advantage
advantage.
for
Yeah.
Cora's
That's right, you
Okay.
do have
me
advantage.
Bobby D Dob. Fuck's sake!
You have inspiration.
I do have inspiration. It will definitely be getting used.
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
Fucking
17 is just a hit.
motherfuckers! It is trying to make me miss.
Roll
Okay.
damage.
So yes, at level fucking 4. It still isn't actually great, but 14 points of necrotic damage.
Isn't that what
No.
you did the last time you cast Vampiric Touch too? 14 points of damage?
It is, and that was at level 3, so I've just wasted a spell. But the thing is, I can keep this up for a minute now. Hopefully, is the plan.
Nice.
Until it turns around and just punches me and I die.
So that is
Like 70 steps on you.
okay. So as this creature is like scratching at itself, it turns around on the spot. You see that moment, you jump up inwards through the hole in between all these gears and wirings and pumping constructions inside, and you grab your hands on this pumping thing, which is probably the size of your body, and you begin to siphon life force. How do you want to finish it?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just like somewhere in there is it's just life essence. And I was just thinking it's going to be like a massive beast. It's like, is that it? Is that all I get? And it just crumbles around me. And I have to dive out the fucking way to stop it landing on me.
Yeah, it starts collapsing in on itself, and you basically just have to take an action roll out of it, utilizing a bit of your arcane burst just to like propel yourself out there as the creature falls down. The arm comes like crashing downwards, gears flying everywhere. You're like moving left, right, and center. The tail comes like spiraling downwards, and you're like running away, and you jump forward. And as the dust clears and settles, all of you guys are like rushing forward, thinking, "What the hell just happened?" And you see Volchris standing there, his hands glowing and
I've lost
irradiating
time. I've
green.
collapsed.
We see him on the floor, hands irradiated with green. Victorious. The creature has been felled.
First thing I will do is run over and grab my
Javelin.
javelin.
Good shout.
Well, because that did quite a lot of damage.
Yeah, that was and from that we managed to get the hole in it, and then we all managed to take a good few digs. I thought it was much harder than that, to be fair. I'm very glad we managed to beat it.
Cora runs over because she sees Vorkhorse on the ground and she's worried about him. Vorkhorse, she starts shaking you. Are you okay? Slap you
I mean,
on
be
the
careful.
He's fine.
Be
He's
careful. I've got
fine.
54 seconds of this vampiric touch, and I've never casted at 4th level before, and I don't want to waste it. So stay away.
I just wanted to heal you. Are you okay?
I don't need healing. I'm okay. It's fine. I was
slap him on the back. Well
managed to
played.
avoid
Well
it.
played.
I'm not doing that shit again.
No. Good job, guys. We did well there. I need to have remembered
Yeah.
that
That was pretty cool.
ability I can do that. It makes you guys take a lot less damage.
Yes.
Yeah.
I felt slightly safer running forward, knowing that you were trying to
Yeah.
goad it.
It's a hard
Although I think that
thing
only lasts
to
around,
do.
actually, doesn't it?
I
I'm
think
not
in,
sure.
in 5e it's a hard thing to do, to try and like absorb attacks. Like, you know what I mean? That's a hard thing to do. That's a really cool ability.
Fair.
Yeah. Like, because tanking's not an actual thing. It's more of encouraging them to attack you by making it awkward for them to attack anything else.
Right, right.
So, was there any other way out of this room? So the way we came in and the portal that appeared when he came through.
Not that you can see, but now with this creature destroyed and part of the gearing system is broken.
I feel bad for breaking the gears. They've survived for so long.
Is it, well, first off, I'm going to inspect this thing to see if there's anything worth taking.
Oh, probably the whole thing is worth taking, to be honest. This is a marvel
Quite heavy, though.
not seen before. But with the creature's destruction, the doorway up there shines white again. Now all the lights are green. And a small light, like a pedestal of light, appears before it.
Right. Is there anything small that's easy to take from this creature? Any gems or anything that's...
Its eyes appear to be made of a manufactured gem.
Ooh, shiny.
Its insides are just filled with all manners of interesting tidbits and the like. The wings themselves are made of a very interesting material, and the whole body is quite literally just made of metal. So, take your pick.
I think I'd go for the metal because I've got some carapace, well, the exoskeleton in them.
Right.
Take some metal to see if I can create some fancy
I
armor.
know I don't tend to do this very often, but how much weight do you currently have on you, and what's the limit?
So I have 156 pounds. My limit, I have no idea. Where do I see my limit?
Carrying
Carrying
capacity.
capacity 240. So I
Alright.
can take like 80 pounds.
So basically, you will be able to take. You can try and take 80 pounds of this, but I'll let you know you won't even be able to take probably about a third of this creature. So you could literally fill yourself up to your carrying capacity, and there'll still be 2/3 of this creature left.
Cora's got the bag of healing, plus she's basically a mule and can carry extra stuff if you need to because of her build. But I think she's going to do one of the more gnomish things that she's done. And if the eyeballs are gems, she's going to be very interested in those because they're sparkly. So she's going to try
I'm
and
also interested in gems.
get those. Well, listen.
Right.
You can
So I
help
won't
me.
require a survival check for you to basically strip the metal off of it because it's nothing but metal. But can I get This wouldn't really be a survival. This would actually kind of just be a dexterity check to try and pluck the gems out without breaking them.
I was really hoping you would say survival because I'm much better at survival.
If it was dissecting a creature or taking actual parts off of it, it would roll under survival. But this is more of a mechanical feat, to be honest.
I'm happy to try and dexterously take them out. My dexterity is relatively good. However, my luck of dice gods is not.
All right. Make a survival roll, but use your intelligence modifier.
That
This
works for
is
me.
same shit as my dexterity because it's +1 instead of. All right, so
But if you're
survival has
proficient in survival, you
on
can
it.
add your proficiency bonus.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this would just be -4 to this roll,
Okay.
and I'm going to put guidance on it.
Right.
So 18,
So-
14.
14. Okay. You can take out one of the gems. So you can put in the other one. Unfortunately, is broken in the process. So you can put in your inventory one Shardolin Dragon Eye Gem.
Is the metal also Chardlin metal?
Yes, well, it would just be like dragon metal, sort of, shall we say?
Shardolin Dragon Eye Gem.
Yeah, Shardolin Dragon Eye Gem.
Joe Prick should be interested in the heart that kind of kept the system running.
Well, that unfortunately has been destroyed thanks to Volcrus.
The heart itself. Okay, so is there anything
Sorry.
coming off of the heart that looks like it would be interesting to study? Something that I could glean any kind of like
If you want to make go ahead and make an investigation check, and this will basically be in how the detail you're able to put into how it works into a journal or something like that. So, should you ever come across, say, like an engineer or an architect or someone who's trained in this sort of thing in the future, they'd be able to read that and potentially recreate it or improve upon it or even translate it or do something with the blueprints, shall we say.
Yeah, perfect.
With that investigation, I'd say, yeah, you do a pretty good job at just sort of marking down the insides. And even though the insides are like pretty damaged, you can just sort of fill in the gaps with like some sort of on the spot ingenuity of how that would work, sort of thing. And you get a pretty good set of blueprints of so you can put in your inventory blueprints of a Shardolin dragon.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Nice.
Got some metal of it. Maybe we can make a mini one to ride along and just like kill a load of stuff with.
A mini Shardolin dragon, I like it.
While I'm over here, I know, right, that radiant energy is not always good. It's just a particular kind. But I think Cora's still kind of curious, knowing kind of where they are in Greyhelm and what Greyhelm was and a key to. So she's trying to figure out whether this thing is good, bad, indifferent. Is there anything that she can figure out about this creature by like the makeup of it or the energy or magic that it's got like feeding
I would
off?
say if you converse with Vorkrus and Joprix about this, and they say if this is kind of like a group discussion,
Mhm.
what you have learned so far, along with what Breezy has described to you about the state of certain factions within this place, it is liable to believe that this was likely a last-ditch attempt at a weapon. However, maybe it wasn't finished, maybe not enough was created, or maybe it just wasn't deployed in time, or whatever it was, it never saw its intended use.
Would she think that it's an intended weapon to guard something from like that Dragolich? Zorzath?
That's a theory.
Okay.
It's what you would interpret of that. It was certainly a dangerous weapon. It could have. It most likely would have been a lot more dangerous if time hadn't ravaged it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Uh, so, um, I don't like that. Do we go? Do we go back? Do we see what the heck it was that this thing was guarding?
Yeah, I mean, this room must have some purpose. It's like there must be something here that we can extract
Well,
information.
that doorway, like glowing portal, is currently operational with that
Ooh, okay.
light pedestal in front of it.
Joe Bricks, did you see like anywhere on it? Did it say what the password was?
Why, in case it wakes up?
I
Was
mean,
I
I just
able to-
wanted to know. I thought I had a really good guess.
Was I able to find anything while I was in bed?
No,
Like on the bottom of its foot, it was like
Right.
passwording.
serial number, passphrase bacon or something like that.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
Bacon.
Unfortunately, you do not find anything like that in this room. It likely could be that maybe the passphrase could have been acquired somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But should we have a look through this glowing portal?
I think we
Like,
probably should.
So
stick my
going
head through?
so going up to the glowing portal, you see a very distant image in it. You can make out the water stills that you have visited previously. You see, it's kind of like looking for a stained glass window or something like that, with a bit of white mist around it. Now, the light pedestal in front of it is almost akin to a book. Like it looks like a book made of light.
I try and read it.
Doesn't seem to have any readable words on it. It's just like the image of a book sort of thing.
Is it totally incorporeal? Is it something that we can touch?
Want to try and touch it?
I'm scared to try and touch it. What if it
Well-
closed that portal?
I know, but I'm wondering if it's a way to get to different places within the water stilts.
That's very possible. That would be cool.
I'm curious, so I think Jopic should try and touch the book looking thing.
So as you touch it, it has a warm feeling about it, and you find resistance. This is like it's corporeal. It has presence. You can't actually put your hand through it.
Interesting. So
Does it feel like it has pages like a normal book?
I don't. Does it feel like it has pages?
You can try and flick a page if you want.
I'll try. I'll try and maneuver it that way.
So as you flick a page, the image of the water stilts disappears, and in its place, you see what looks like to be a circular chamber with hundreds of seats around it, wreathed in darkness.
Does this look
That
familiar?
sounds ominous.
Sound familiar to anyone?
No, I don't think we've seen there.
Breezy, have you ever seen?
And I'll describe whatever it is that we see here.
This like circular chamber with a bunch of seats, but it's really dark.
I do not know. This place, I do not know of it. I don't know what any of this does. This is unnatural.
It's
I am
okay,
scared to be here.
Breezy.
Wherever she is, because I know she's not on the map, Cora will walk over to her and kind of like offer her hands out.
It's okay. It's okay.
Make a persuasion roll.
Please. Ugh.
She coys away.
Don't touch me.
It's okay. I would never touch you if you didn't want it. I'm just we're in this together, and I'm still going to protect you.
So unfortunately, Breezy doesn't know.
That's
This
all
is all completely beyond her level of understanding.
Am I
Let's-
able to flick another page?
Yeah, let's
So
see
you
how many
flick another
places this thing
page?
goes.
You flick another page and you see a cave-like network system, mainly like they're kind of greenish with a bit of like hue about them. You flick another page and you see rows of buildings, ancient and decrepit, darkness and like. Look another page and you can see much larger buildings, almost skyscrapers, if you could call them, but made of stone in large canyons. You flick another page and you can see massive, wide open manors and the like, and a structure that can only be sort of construed as a palace. You flick another page and you see what appears to be a antechamber with rows upon rows of benches and what appears to be a circular table in the middle of it all with seats around it. You flick another page and you can see what looks to be the peak of a mountain. You can see structures on top of them. You can see like snow blistering around. You flick another page and you can see endless corridors with what appears to be recently constructed wooden buildings in them, alongside the ancient decrepit stone buildings. You flick another page and you can see fields and fields of bones just strewed across, with a massive river in the distance. You flick the page again.
Bone field.
You flick the page again, and you can see caves filled with moss and green and poisons and mushrooms and all manners of things. And then you flick another page, and you see a green-hued palace. And just looking at this fills you with dread. You flick the page again, and you go back to the water stilts.
Okay.
So there was a big palace before that didn't fill us with dread, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that was my top pick as I was listening to them go through. So
mine as well. I think this might take a second to digest, but that one looked like it looked interesting, but of course, like we don't know where these go.
I mean, well, the mountain would probably get us out. I suppose it would put us to the top of this mountain. We'd be out of this place, but it feels like there's more secrets for us to find here.
I really still feel like that other Holland key is in here. I don't know. I really just, if we don't get that from here, what was the purpose of us coming here anyway? If we're here, we lose our friends, we find that stupid skeleton flying thing, and then we just leave. What was the point of being here?
Well, just because we leave now doesn't mean we can't come back.
I don't know that we need to come back. There are so many other things that we need to do.
But a big shiny thing, where would you keep that? You'd keep it in a palace. So
Is there anything, seeing all of these visuals, is there anything that had any, like, the faintest glimmer of recognition? Like, I read about this, I heard about this, anything?
No.
Nothing. While they're going and talking, I think Cora's gonna just kind of sneak off by herself. And she's gonna try and pray again. She's gonna pray to her gods, and thank them. And then she's going to, like before, try and include Ata. And I know you gave me a vision before, when before that creature came to life. I don't want to lead my friends into trouble if there's only trouble to be had, but if we're here for the purpose of finding the other key, I don't want to give up when we're so close. Is there anything that you can give me, guide me, show me, let me be your vessel and help you restore peace to this land?
Make a religion check. As you speak out into this echoey gear-like structure, silence returns. And then a word or a something comes into your mind. You just feel compelled to imagine this word. Cairgoran.
Erdogoran. Erdogoran. Cairgoran. I don't know what that means. Breezy, I don't want you to feel like, if you don't know the answer, that you were supposed to, but does the word Aragorn mean anything to you?
Yes,
It does?
yes.
What does it mean?
Tis the peak of the kings.
The peak of the kings, like the top of the mountain?
I don't know. The matriarch spoke of it on occasion. It is a place where the kings of old gathered.
Oh. Did she?
Well, there was a meeting room. There was like a table with all the room with all the empty chairs.
Was it like a meeting room with a bunch of chairs in it? Did she tell you anything else about it?
No. All I know, it was very far into the mountain. Many, many days of travel. And that was by flying. Longer if on foot.
Like, how many days of travel by flying?
4.
That's a lot. You weren't kidding. Thank you. Thank you. And she'll walk over. Guys, I know that you may even be frustrated with me, but I just can't help. I can't shake the fact that we're here for a reason, that there's something we're supposed to find in here, and I don't want to just leave without it. But I would never want to force you in a situation that you would feel unsafe or uncomfortable in. But I was praying and I was trying to ask Bervin and Garl Glittergold, and I even tried to channel Atta, and I got this word Kargorin and Kergor. I'm something like that. And I asked Breezy, and she said that the matriarch said it was oh God, did you say the meeting of kings, the peak of the kings? And
Peak
it
of the
was
Kings.
it was a place where they all went to meet. I don't know if that meeting place that Joe Pricks was able to flip to in the book was the right place, but she said it's 4 days by flight, and that's even
I mean,
longer
also
than
the kings would meet at a palace. So lots of things are nudging me towards that palace we saw. And I feel even if it's not the right place directly, we can find our way. It's as good a place as any to go. Or we can just go back and head the way that we were going. We don't have to go anywhere in this portal. It just, after
Well,
defeating that thing, it kind of seems pointless to not use it.
I think it's probably right, and I know that I'm not the smartest, but I am a vessel, and I do know that I felt the word. I heard it, and I saw it, and it has weird letters that don't really make sense to me, but that's the word that was laid upon my heart, and if you guys feel that word will take you anywhere, I'm just the servant and the vessel. So you guys with bigger brains than me, maybe we'll know what to do with it.
I think Joe Pricks would kind of grab his all of his accoutrement for his spell casting, and he would just kind of roll some bones and smoke his pipe, and he would try and cast augury, and he would just mutter over that word Cairngorm, and he would look at it in terms of the palace that Vorkris mentioned, trying to make a connection between the name Cairngorm and the palace. And if we take the portal to that palace, that we're doing a good thing or not, and looking for either weal or woe.
Well, all right, so you need to. What's the specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes?
So
Go through the portal to the palace.
yeah, like whether or not that's going to be desirable or not for us.
You will get the weal and woe result.
Oh,
Helpful as
painful.
always.
I know.
Joe Bricks, I think your magic is broken. You get that like every single time.
Well, life is complicated that way, right?
The future is not set. We make our own fate.
This is true.
Well, so I think the palace is a good. The palace is in the mountains, right? Is it, or on a mountain, or on a peak, for example?
I think
Well, I mean, we're all in a mountain. This whole thing's
all of
in a
yeah,
mountain.
all of it I think is in the mountain.
Oh, it's all supposed to be inside. I mean, it could be anywhere. Like, I don't know if the
Well,
palace
yeah.
is like in a meadow somewhere. I have no idea.
Well,
But
because if they think so, they were saying it's. So Breezy said they say it's where the kings gather, and it's the peak of the kings.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think from an animal perspective. They wouldn't care what's there. They would look at the landscape. So if the palace is in a meadow, why would it be a peak?
Portal to talk to Coco.
yeah, but Cairngorm, she said that Cairngorm
You have
was
to
the
wait.
peak of the kings, but we don't know that the palace is Cairngorm. That's what I'm saying. So we don't know if any of those could be peak. Like if they all show that they're within a cavern or in a mountain or on a mountain, any one of those could be a possible destination. But I mean, the palace looks or is described as looking the most pleasant, I think.
Did it have a massive tower with like the point on it? Because that could be a peak, or considered a peak.
Nothing like that. By flicking through the light book, you don't see anything that would be considered a tower so large it would be considered a peak.
But the one that showed the actual mountain, that's the one that Breezy thought was like the way out, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're basically looking to get outside of the mountain, that would be technically outside of the mountain.
Outside of it, right?
You just
But
be
at the
on
top of it, and then we'd have to try and get down, and then, who knows, because it looked cold.
Yeah, but if we're inside the mountain, the peak above here could be the peak of the kings.
It could be. This is it. We don't really know. We don't have any way of knowing. So this is why I feel staying inside, like leaving before we know that we could get back inside easily, doesn't seem ideal. We'd have to go all the way back to the same entrance, the only entrance that we know about, and go through the whole again if it
Yeah, I
wasn't up
wouldn't-
there.
Yeah, I
So I'd
wouldn't-
rather try and look round. And like I said, just of all the places we saw through that portal, the palace is still my number one choice.
Yeah, and if it looks like it's still within the same confines of the same area, within the mountain, within the the caverns, I would probably agree that I think that's probably the best looking destination.
I mean, my
Agnes,
only
do you have an opinion on the matter?
Who's that? Agnes?
Yeah, does Agnes have an opinion on the matter?
All of the places, I'm guessing with it's not the stilts image was not the image of somewhere we saw in the stilts.
It looks like it was just an image of the stilts.
Yeah, then apart from the stilts, we don't actually know. I'm all for palace with the chairs, with the meeting and the peak of the kings. That kind of makes sense. That's the one that makes most sense. But the other places, again, we just don't know what the other places are.
Yeah, and my concern with staying and exploring is that we just made a massive racket out back there, and we've probably just made a load of racket in here. Like,
Well, that portal will take us somewhere else, so racket here won't necessarily affect us when we're chilling out in a fancy palace.
exactly. My point is that it's staying the right plan right now when we've made a load of noise.
All right then. Well, I'd say if you want to put a vote on it, vote in the chat where you'd like to go. If you want to use the portal, just vote yes and followed by a location. Okay. First palace.
We're going to the palace. We're going to the
All right.
palace.
So you flick through, and eventually you come to that place
Cora,
with
Cora said that she would
large.
go wherever everybody else goes. She's
Okay.
called from the other room.
So you flick through until eventually you find that place with the large buildings and that palace in the background, and sort of walk up to the threshold. And you all kind of individually like just place your hand on it. It's like a weird tingly sensation, almost like a draw towards it. Now Breezy is with you. She's fucking terrified, but she will like go through with you.
Stay strong, Breezy.
As you step through, feel that breathlessness sensation take over you. And like you feel weightless. And eventually you feel solid ground underneath the step that you thought would never come. And you blink. And you find yourself in a similar room to this, but this one does not have the body of that dragon, and the gears don't look as destroyed. Find yourself.
Does it have its own book?
Yes, it does.
Ooh, so it wasn't a one-shot thing. We go to places.
Looking around, it seems that the only way out of this place would be in a northward direction.
Yeah, this is really going to screw with our map making.
We'll basically have to make I'll make you a new map, don't worry.
Yeah.
As you sort of brush yourself off and the portal behind you sort of shuts down. You likely have just drained it of energy. You might have to reactivate it if you want to go somewhere else. But you pick up your things and you carry on your destination towards the unknown in pursuit of that palace. We'll call that a session there, guys, and you have all leveled up.